surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
But what was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmelie.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich.
Be the difference.
Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Gibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside to Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Oh, Jay, I need your help again today. It's Drive Guys. Drapes still on assignment, checking out NBA media meetings in New York. Jay, one of the things I appreciate about you during the football season is, even keel. Don't get too excited about anything that happens. Week 1, week 2, you do a great job of calming me down. But I think I don't know what to do about this.
Here we go.
Yesterday we talked about it. I mentioned that the 49ers haven't gotten a ton of good news lately. And yesterday we had the Hufanga news. And then Jay's actually the one who shared this with me. According to Adam Schefter, George Kittle was not spotted at practice today and is experiencing tightness in his hamstring. With no practice today, his status for Sunday's game versus the Rams is in question. Not good news. It's not good news. I guess it doesn't have to be bad news, but it's certainly not good news.
No, it's not. And when I saw White, the very first thing the very first person I thought about was you.
Why?
Because I was like, man, now Whitey's going to talk about injuries.
Well,
and how the 49ers now should start to not, and I don't want to use the word panic, but now they should feel a little uncomfortable.
Well, it reminds me of what you said yesterday about how, unfortunately every season Deebo gets hurt here or there, right? It happens. And now we have Kittle. We know Kittle gets hurt. But now it's happening all at once in a way that we haven't seen before. In fact, this is going to be the first game since Kyle Shanahan took over where the 49ers will be playing without Deebo and Christian McCaffrey since they joined the team. So I still think they'll beat the Rams, but it's just a little unsettling when it seems like not quite every day, but at least every week there's Deebo's hurt, Kittle's hurt, something like that. McCaffrey's on the injured reserve. It's a little unsettling. That's all.
Yeah.
Give me that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Today I am.
All right.
And that's what I said. I was like, I instantly thought of you because I knew that was a conversation. And I also knew I had to come in here and be honest about the situation. They're starting to drop like flies already. Already, White.
Yeah, you figure they've had all summer to rest. And
a couple of games. You're nursing injuries already?
It does seem like that's happening across the league. Seems like a lot of teams right now are dealing with more injuries than you'd think they'd be dealing with this early in the season. But, that's football.
It is. But I always say that I feel like it's way more now than ever. The last 5 to 7, even if you want to say 10 years, I feel like injuries in the NFL happen way more than I can ever remember. And, I'm only talking about within my lifespan, but I don't remember guys getting hurt at this high of a rate in the 90s. I don't remember, even early 2000s, mid 2000s, excuse me.
Yep. You're right. Jay needs a
Have
second.
to sneeze. Yeah, have to sneeze. But I don't really remember that 5, 6, 7 years in the past. And maybe I'm a little jaded because the 49ers are one of those teams, almost broke records. The Chargers broke a record about how many players were gone and how many games were missed in a season. It was the 49ers. Then the Chargers doubled back the next year and broke that. It's just too many injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to say, well, it's football. Yeah, I got it. But why so much now?
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you.
I don't think they do.
There's probably some old school NFL people that would tell you, well, they don't practice tackling. There's too much practice without their pads, so they don't build up their calluses. I doubt that's it, but you ask what's going on. That's one theory. I think players are just bigger and stronger and faster, and the more they run into each other, the more they're going to get hurt.
Yeah, I could believe that. I could also believe, I've heard this a few times, and Peyton Manning is kind of like the darling boy of this way of thinking. Peyton and Eli didn't play in tackle football until high school. They were not allowed to play tackle football. So I hear that quite a bit, especially, I think we've had that Tommy John conversation here on this show where kids are throwing off-speed pitches and breaking balls and things like that aren't, it's not a circle change. It's a curve ball. It's something that you got to twerk your elbow to. And so I can see that too. AAU is through the roof right now. And then when you're putting all that pressure on your body at the age of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then finally you get to college and the pros, you've already spanned a career.
Yeah.
And so
you're talking about repetitive stresses.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I don't know, and I don't think they know, but I just feel like NFL players get hurt way too much.
Well, let's take the glass half full approach with the 49ers. Let me try. I'm not necessarily
That's out
best
the window,
at this.
man.
Huh?
That's out the window.
Well, let me try.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, doesn't feel good to have so many of your key players getting injured, but better to have them injured now than later in the year. Better to have Kittle dealing with something now and Deebo now when you're playing the sorry Rams than it would be later on against a better team. That's all I got, Jay. That's the best I could do.
All right. It makes me feel a little bit better, I guess. It
didn't seem like it did.
No, because it's something to be expected with the 49ers, and I bring the injury conversation back to the 49ers. They just have some type of issue within that organization when it comes to injuries.
Yeah. Good question here. Good comment from Katie. Katie says, do we actually know that injuries are up or is this speculation? Katie, it's a good question. We'll look into that. I just know that for the 49ers, whether they're more frequent or not, the timing of them is, like I said, it's first time they've been without these two players. And it just seems for the 49ers like a rash of injuries. And, when you have guys that we don't know about and they're getting hurt, it's not as big of a story. But when you're losing, 3 of your primary playmakers at one time, it's unusual.
Yeah, and it
depends on how you slice the data.
Well,
but it's a good point. We'll look into it.
Yeah. I remember, and I was trying to pull this up. There was a year, and I'm looking here. Injuries were up last year. They were up the year before.
There you go.
From 2021 to 22, they decreased 5.6%.
Okay.
So that's the last year they were down.
Since then, up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trending upwards.
And we know for the 49ers, it's been an issue. And I think part of that is just you have veteran players. You're bringing back highly skilled, highly paid players. And since they're highly skilled, you keep bringing them back. And there's just a matter of wear and tear, right?
Yeah. I mean, and when you play more games like the 49ers have been privy to the situation, absolutely. I think that plays a part into it. We also talk about, throughout the NBA, when you play more games, how many years has Golden State added to each person's body, because of all the postseason runs. And so LeBron James, which makes LeBron's run incredible. He's always in the postseason.
Maybe.
Okay, you got a little hate for LeBron. I get it. No problem.
You're right.
Yeah,
that is true.
No problem.
That's true. By the way, do you know who has run the most miles in the NBA since they started tracking this in 2013? I saw this today. It's kind of an odd stat. It's not per game. It's just the most miles. It's DeMar DeRozan. He's number one.
Really?
According to what I saw today, I think it was Hoops Hype.
And how do they determine how far you've run?
That's a good question. I don't know if someone's actually adding it up or if they have. I don't know how they measure it, but we probably won't look into that today because it's so. I wasn't even going to bring it up till you brought up LeBron, but we'll look into that methodology too.
Yeah,
a lot of investigations into methodology today with the Drive guys, and we got week 3 kicking off tonight. Jay,
you know it, absolutely. It's. Are you excited for the matchup this evening?
I'm a little bit more excited than I probably should be because there's something with the Patriots that I'm, is it a mirage or is this a team that, hey, maybe they're going to surprise you?
You're intrigued.
Playing, just basic football.
Yeah.
We're going to run the ball and we're going to stop the run. We're going to stop you on defense and our quarterback doesn't have to do anything. Yeah. It's not the most exciting brand of football, but 2 weeks in, it's been working for the Patriots.
Yeah, it has. Put out a good defense, play slow. Don't turn the ball over. The typical,
exactly.
Yeah, the typical. Right. Every coach would say these 3, 4, 5 different aspects.
It's kind of Harry high school stuff, except when it works, it works.
Yeah. Well, it's done well. They're 1-1, right? Yeah.
No,
excuse me. The Patriots are 2-0.
That's right.
Forgot about that. Yeah. Listen, when they play the 49ers, that'll be an L. So I'm going to already bring them back to 500 almost. It just depends on how they operate tonight. But yeah, they are
because they shocked the Bengals in week 1.
Week 1, yeah. I was completely forgot about Joe Burrow's missteps, but doesn't surprise
Still hard to
me.
believe it happened.
Yeah, a little bit. So you're excited about Thursday night?
I'm a little more excited than I probably should be because I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if you remember, but when we were trying to figure out in August who's going to be the surprise team in the NFL, I was thinking about New England and I backed way off it. I can't take any credit because I said nope, never mind, not going there. Now I'm kicking myself. Maybe I should have, but it's only 2 weeks in, so we'll see.
Did you ever mention it?
I mentioned it, but then I also made sure I was clear when I said, I am not doing that.
You're not stepping out on the ledge.
I backed all the way off of it, so I can't take any credit for it now.
No, well, at least you mentioned it. That let me know it was in your thought process. Which I'm going to give you a little credit for.
I don't know.
I got you, White. I'm going to give you a little credit, brother.
We'll see what happens tonight against Aaron. And, I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but
ayahuasca.
Yeah. Did you see there was a story in The Athletic? It was right before the 49er game, I think, talking about all the things he's done in his home community of Chico that he doesn't talk about. During the pandemic, there were businesses that were just hanging on and businesses that he used to frequent when he lived there. And he'd just go give them just a lot of money to keep them afloat. And so the people in Chico say, people around the country, maybe they don't like Aaron Rodgers. We love Aaron Rodgers.
Well, it's your hometown.
Cool,
it's your hometown.
Yes.
One thing I've learned is you have to become a local legend before you can become a national legend. People in your own, around your area have to get down with whatever you're doing for people nationally to, feel feel the love for you. So I can see how Chico, has got the love. Chico's not that big anyway.
But he doesn't promote it. It's other people talking about it.
Well, he shouldn't.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have to.
But that's the cool thing.
Yeah, he shouldn't have to.
Yeah, if you're doing something charitable for someone because you want the credit, it's really not that charitable.
Truth.
Right?
Yeah, very true. I can see. So he's the king of Chico.
Apparently he is.
Okay, he's got all the love of Chico.
So
a lot of people I've heard, and it's funny you say that. I've talked to people who are from Chico, and they love Aaron Rodgers. And maybe it's just because the representation of their city, or maybe it is, as you said, he's done some great things in the community. And if that is true, which it sounds like, then kudos.
Yes, absolutely.
Salute to Aaron Rodgers.
Kudos to you. I hope you lose tonight.
That's right. I was going to say, I still got no love for him, though.
Some fascinating NFL quarterback notes to get you ready for week 3 when we come back. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Chad, what's happening for Jeep Adventure Days?
Right now, save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Dodge Charger SXTs, starting as low as $28,715. These are some of the most fun cars you'll ever drive, and there's just a handful left, so don't wait and miss your chance.
Any other big deals?
Save money and gas when you save up to $17,000 off MSRP on all remaining new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs, which get up to 56 MPGE.
Don't miss this savings. See their full inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. period.
12,000 total net savings after 3420 factory rebates and 8580 dealer discount. Rebates may include 500 trade-in assistance. Must have qualifying trade-in. 17,000 total net savings after 4250 factory rebates and 12,750 dealer discount. Rebates include 3750 federal EV tax credit offered by third party, subject to change without notice. Consult a tax professional for eligibility. 5H net savings. See dealer for details.
The TaylorMade Tour Van is a one-stop shop for PGA Tour players to get their clubs to exact specifications. And now you can get the same experience at Hagen Oaks when the TaylorMade Tour Van brings their fitting skills to you. On September 20th and 21st, you can be fitted at Hagen Oaks and have your clubs built by the TaylorMade Tour Van. A $25 fitting fee is refundable with any club purchase. Whether you're interested in the QI10 or P770, call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 to reserve your spot.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, you got to see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia. You can always count on low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check you have a full tank of gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
A lot of Kings Talk already in the chateau today. By the way, my apologies to you, Jay, and my thanks to the Docos Locos. I apologize. You mentioned, Jay, that the Patriots are 1-1. That's exactly right. Yeah, they beat Cincinnati, and they lost to the Seahawks. So
an OT?
You were correct, sir.
Oh, man, no worries, brother. We all make mistakes.
Speaking of OT, I saw this today. Teams like the Patriots that lose in overtime, then play on Thursday, can turn right around, play Thursday after playing in overtime, Jay, against the spread. 5-24.
Dang.
5-24. I still think I'm leaning Patriots on this. We'll see, but I just want to share that number with you.
Okay, are you trying to steer me to a certain direction?
Ed, I think you're like 5 games clear of me already. 2 weeks in. I'm chasing you. It's like, is Jay up there? I can barely see him. So you do what you think's best,
5-24, but you're still leaning Patriots.
You do what you think's best.
I think I will. I think I'm going to go with my own.
Yeah, you should probably do that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now, you have, since we last spoke, you actually have more disturbing 49er news?
Yeah, I know, man.
What?
You can only laugh. I had saw this a little earlier, but I didn't pay too much attention to it until when we were talking about Kittle, and I forgot to send it to you. Yeah, according to Schefter, Shavarius Ward, he missed practice today due to a hamstring and knee injuries as well.
Right, you said a hamstring and
a knee. That whole leg is, oh my gosh, just it's not. You know, you got to get out of the bed, Whitey, and you got to stretch it. You got to get it warmed up. You got to hit the Peloton, baby. You know what I mean? I'm dumbfounded.
I know.
I'm dumbfounded.
Like I said, try to see it the half glass full way, which is, at least they're having these injuries early. Now, the reality is if you have football players injured early, it's hard to find time to recover, right? You know, if you're hurt in October or September, It's not like you get a vacation for Thanksgiving or anything to rest your injuries.
What do you mean? Are you trying to say that they're getting ready to have to play injured for the next couple of weeks?
I'm saying it's a possibility.
Okay.
I'm saying, the whole notion that, you'd rather have the injuries early. I mean, I guess.
Right.
But, there's danger with that too. So that's all right. This week, they won't need any of those guys, right? They won't need anybody this week.
Well, I mean, someone's going to have to play unless you have some replacements.
Against those guys.
Yeah, but you still have to. You have to put out enough players during a team,
Well, that's true.
during a
You have
game
to field
to
11.
win it.
Right.
Cats are banged up.
Mm-hmm.
Cats are banged up. And I had went to Matt Barrows, of course, friend of the show and station. Kittle's Ward's injuries presumably are from Sunday's games. Both were listed as full participants in Wednesday's practice, which is a light session. The Thursday practice is the more rigorous of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're just allowing the two fellas to, take a break today because it's more rigorous.
Yeah.
Walk through.
Mm-hmm. All right. So best of luck to the 49ers. By the way, are you with me on this? Wouldn't you like to see, he's eligible now. I think his suspension has ended. Wouldn't you like to see Jimmy G play a little bit for the Rams?
Yeah, that would mean we got a high percentage of winning.
Yeah. Have him play the whole second half, right?
Yes, please. A la preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
But that would mean Matt Stafford would have to be injured and or, some kind of form or fashion can't continue playing because there's no way Jimmy G would play against the 49ers unless Matt couldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to risk. We're talking about injuries. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm not wishing
injuries
any
on
harm
something.
on anybody, but I would like to see Jimmy play.
And what form?
I'd like to see him come in. Yeah, fourth quarter, couple series.
Well, then that's either a blowout. So you're looking for a blowout.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Definitely.
I could dig that.
Yeah. Oh, we have some Kings conversation, as I said, on the chat here in the chat-o. Let's see here. People buying tickets and talking about buying the statement jerseys. Jay, what are your thoughts on the brand new courts that we saw today? Apparently leaked NBA 2K. It would be the court that the Kings are going to have for the in-season tournament games. Sounds like, from what I've seen, looks like Kings fans are embracing them more than they embrace the jerseys that we saw this week.
Yeah, I think it's because it's a little more
There's purple in
familiar.
it.
Yeah, it's a little more familiar. The floor is pretty much all gray. You see the purple on the sidelines.
Right, purple and black.
Yep,
Yeah.
all around.
Mhm.
And then the other part about it, too, is detail. There's some detail to it.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like herringbone or patterns. I don't even know what you call that.
Yes.
but Yes.
Well, why not infuse that into don't get me started today, Whitey. Come on, man. Why not infuse that type of design into the jersey?
Yeah. Into the city edition jersey.
The city edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about the
jerseys are ones
classic.
that everyone loves.
Yes.
Yeah.
The classic jerseys. And I was talking, had an opportunity to talk to someone that was, and I did not know this. I had no clue. I had an open invitation to go to the commercial shoot with Doug Christie, Mike Bibby, Jackie Christie.
What?
Yeah, I had an open invitation.
You didn't know it?
I did not know it because I did not return the phone call.
Oh.
And
so you would have been in it.
Yeah, well, who knows? I might have made a little cameo like Jackie Christie did. But yeah, they're like, dude, you should have came. What happened? I said, oh, my bad. I called him the next day and it was a little too late. Man, I was calling, but I heard the festivities where it was shot was fantastic. It was just a ball. Doug and Mike, fantastic. Jackie Christie being fantastic.
You could tell they were having fun.
Oh, yeah, they loved it.
Yeah.
And it was an all-day affair. I heard this from like 10 in the morning to 6 p.m. So it was something that they really enjoyed, meaning Mike, Doug, and they really wanted to be a part of it. There were, there's some B-roll rolling around from my understanding, talking to this person who has some B-roll. There are some things that, like you see the press conference that was in the garage compared to they were going to do it in another place. I heard that was kind of, there's some B-roll that's pretty funny with that. So I've heard nothing but great things about the throwback jersey, drop October 1st.
The only commercial I've ever seen in which it looked like people were having more fun than Christian Bibby was the Northwest commercial with Dembski and Morgan Reagan. They were having a blast.
I haven't seen that one.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah,
they were having it was party time there.
Northwest what? What's the brand?
Simply the best. Trust Northwest.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I think it was for Windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why aren't you on one?
A commercial?
Northwest.
Well, they're set.
Legendary, baby.
They've got spokespeople.
Nah, you're legendary.
Coming out the chimney.
In these streets, man.
Yeah. No, they're set.
Somebody from Vallejo right now. 916-339-1140. Legend right here.
Yeah. I was just having a little fun with my friends on that one, but they're set. All right. So we like the court, right? We like the new court.
Yeah, I like it. How about yourself?
Yeah. I appreciated that. Because the one last year, I don't think had purple in it. I remember noticing, where's the purple? It's all in Utah. So I think they've listened to fans.
Yeah, as they should. And
also, another thing, pardon me. Last year, all of the courts for the in-season tournament, they all had that stupid runway or whatever you call it from one lane, and it would go all the way through the lane. Because lane, of course, is painted. That's why they call it the paint. Then it would go all the way across the middle of the court, remember? And they would connect.
Yes.
And that was supposed to be like the runway to Vegas
bridge or something.
Like,
yeah.
They got rid of those. Thank you. Because they were stupid.
A bridge. Well, I was out on the in-season tournament from the jump anyway. So that I had to steadfast when it came to the jerseys, when it came to the court, when it came to the whole kit and caboodle.
Right.
This one, though, I really enjoy the colors. The gray, the dark gray infused. So if you really look at the court, it looks all gray. And if you look at, if you've had an opportunity to see, and I'll just use Oregon, University of Oregon's basketball, most of it's all green, right? It looks like trees, so to say. This looks all gray, but you have different shades of gray. Then you have a big circle around half court and a smaller circle that surrounds that as well.
You
then
still have that trophy prominently displayed on all the courts. On all the courts for this tournament.
Well, it's presented to you by Emirates, right? It's an Emirates.
That's right.
Yeah, so the bling, the flash, the gold, the trophy. Is there a name to that trophy? I was trying to think of it real quick. Did they place a name to that trophy?
The NBA Cup.
Yeah, but how we like the Lombardi Trophy? Is there a name to it?
I think that's it. I understand what you're asking.
Yeah,
I would think they
really.
I would assume they'd eventually call it like they name it after the sponsor.
I felt like there was a name to it already. Like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Cup or Kobe Bryant Trophy or something like that.
That I don't know. I if that's the case, I missed it, and I'd be interested to know that.
Yeah.
Who would you name it after?
Maybe Jerry West now.
But he's already got the Clutch Award named after him.
Well, give that up and make the trophy.
Name of it's the NBA Cup.
So they don't have it. It's not named after anyone.
Not according to the latest information available to me.
Okay.
It's a great point, though. I was assuming they name it after a sponsor. Like I thought when we first were talking about this thing that it would be the Amazon Cup or something or the Emirates Cup. But now,
Emirates Cup.
Yeah. Maybe they end up naming it after a player. Depends how they can make the most money.
Well, that's true, which probably means sell it to a corporation, a sponsorship, an advertising. Yeah. That's where the most money is, unless you have, some type of foundational P. Call it Kobe and then Nike sponsors it or, something like that.
Kobe Cup.
Sure. The Kobe Cup. People here wouldn't like that.
I think we could deal with it. I'm not a big Kobe guy, but I think we could deal with it. When we come back, as promised, look at some of the quarterback notes around the NFL. Some interesting quarterback news today. We have it for you next on Sactown Sports.
When is the best time to buy a new air conditioning system? Right now with Bell Brothers' end of summer clear-out sale. You'll get up to $2,700 off a top-of-the-line AC system. Plus, no payments or interest for 1 year for qualified buyers. Call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com. Because we only have a limited number of new top-of-the-line AC systems. And when they're gone, this offer is over. Need more info? Call us. Estimates and second opinions are always free. So call now for up to $2,700 off a new premium AC system. And no payments or interest for 1 year. Plus, if you call now, we'll throw in your choice of a free smart thermostat or indoor air purification system. But you have to call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com. Remember, end of summer is the best time to buy and save on a new AC system. TheNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
They say the hardest part of getting something done is getting started. Well, we did that 30 years ago when California first took on the tobacco industry. Now, smoking is down 60%, lung cancer 42%. A couple of our cities have already ended tobacco sales. A California without big tobacco isn't just possible, it's already happening. See our progress at undo.org.
Have you heard you can listen to your favorite news podcasts ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Enjoy shows like The Daily, Up First, and Consider This, available ad-free on Amazon Music. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free. That's amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
High Voltage live boxing action returns to Northern California Saturday, September 21st at the venue at Thunder Valley with Thunder Showdown featuring the undefeated 12th ranked welterweight in the world, Amari Jones. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Play cards subject to change.
DC here for Folsom Lake Kia, where they make car shopping easy with a huge selection of new Kia models, low payments, and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted dealer in Folsom for over 25 years. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We are expecting partly to mostly sunny skies across the area today and quite a bit warmer. Temperatures this afternoon topping out in the mid-80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
In the Chateau, Campio says the trophy, the in-season tournament trophy, he says it's the James Harden Cup, named after James Harden because he plays the first quarter hard and then coasts the rest of the way. So, okay. Amadrock says, I thought it was the Emirates Cup. They can't call it the Emirates Cup, Jay, because there actually is an Emirates Cup already.
Yes.
Emirates
Soccer,
Cup,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Preseason Association Football Invitational Competition. So they already have an Emirates Cup.
Yeah, it's just sponsored by Emirates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the way that goes. Then Mike Holmes, thank you, Mike. Nice note about how he's been listening for a long, long time. I'm following you, Mike. That's why everywhere you go, I'm there. I'm following you around, Mike Holmes. But thank you for listening all this time. We appreciate it. We've got football tonight, Jay. And how about these NFL notes? Your quarterbacking notes may help you when it comes time to your picks. Jalen Hurts says he was sick last Monday. Undisclosed illness. Remember last year, it turned out he had a knee injury that was undisclosed. And now Jalen Hurts says he had an undisclosed illness. And I wonder if they'd won that game if we'd hear anything about his undisclosed illness. I'm guessing not.
No, of course not. You don't hear anything until someone takes the L. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm a little banged up. Yeah. Severius Ward, I got the hammy and the knee.
Yeah.
Need to sit out. If they would have won last week, man, a gutsy game by Jalen Hurts.
Right. I don't doubt that he was sick. I just don't think we would have heard about it if they'd won. How about this? Jordan Love practiced in pads today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy for no reason. I'm not trying to give no love to Jordan Love, but there's no way he plays this weekend, right?
They are couching it in such a way as to suggest there's a chance.
Think so?
Well, I'm just saying that's the way they're couching it. They're not saying, it sounds like the smart money is, probably play the next game, which I think is against Minnesota.
Yeah.
But he says the doctors have to clear him. He hasn't even been cleared by doctors. You have to look at him and say, all right, you're mobile enough where,
So then how are you practicing, Whitey?
I said he was at practice.
Oh, so he did not practice. So what does that even mean?
No, I did say practice. I did. You're right. Practice in pads.
Yeah, I thought you said practice. Okay.
Yeah, but they wouldn't disclose which drills he participated in. That's what it was.
Okay, so he did some walkthrough stuff.
Yeah, so somebody
he put the pads on. He did a walkthrough.
So did he do some drills and not others? I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
True. So again, they're trying to create the idea in the minds of their upcoming opponents that, he might play this week.
No,
I think you're right. He's probably not going to play. Justin Herbert. The Chargers got the Steelers this week. Justin Herbert was on the field today, but did not participate in practice. He's got an ankle issue.
Banged up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's playing. Don't worry about that.
I agree with you. He hurt his ankle last week,
yes,
but he came in and finished the game.
Yeah, he's playing.
That's going to be, they used to call it a slobber knocker.
I thought you were going
Chargers.
slobber knocker.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh's Chargers are one of those teams now, the Steelers. Steelers going to Steeler, so it's going to be a low-scoring physical affair.
Yeah, a lot of running, too. J.K. Dobbins is doing his thing this year when it comes to the Chargers. And we know Pittsburgh, like you said, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, a cloud of smoke. Justin Fields, still orchestrating that offense, not high-flying, not air raid type situation. He's going to take the ball and run. That's going to be what's the over-under on that? I might check that. I
don't know what it is, but I'm taking the under.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going, unless they have it at 27. If it's an Iowa State affair, Army, Navy.
I still might go under.
It's going to be a 15-13 game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the update on what's going on today in the NFL with quarterbacks as we get ready for week 3, which kicks off tonight. And then, Jay, which of the rookie quarterbacks that's been playing, it hasn't thrown a quarterback touchdown pass yet, who will be the first to break that?
I'm going Jaden, the good old Jaden McDaniels. I think he's going to be the one.
They got Cincinnati this week.
Yeah, and that doesn't scare me. And that's why I said I think you got Joe Burrow and the Bengals will probably play a little better. And it's because they're playing the Commanders. But I think Jaden's going to have to at least throw 1 or 2 to even try to keep them in the game.
They came that close to beating the Chiefs.
Yeah, I get it. Not saying a lot right now. We're only through 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bengals also got beat that much by the Patriots.
Yeah, I know. Yes, and there's still some confusion, which I created. And yes, I know the Patriots are 1-1.
That's fine, man. We all make mistakes.
But I just want to make sure we're all on the same.
We can't remember everything. I was thinking if it's not Jaden, it's Bo Nix.
What?
But I think I'm going Jaden. Well, I know I'm going to Jaden, but yeah.
It's going to be Caleb Williams.
Think so?
This week. And I don't even, I said before the season started, I said Vikings are going to be better than the Bears. And Caleb Williams is not going to live up to the hype, at least early on. But still, I think he's going to be the first.
Okay. I can see that. Have you liked what you've seen from Caleb Williams so far?
I just don't think it's fair to even, he hasn't really had much of a chance. He hasn't played very well in 2 games. He's still figuring things out. So no, I haven't, but I don't think it's fair to really judge him too harshly. We assume now, I think the assumption is NFL teams look at it and say, well, we've got a good quarterback. So quarterbacks now, they can play right away. And I don't think that's necessarily true. It depends on a lot of circumstances. And teams now are too anxious to rush their guys in. It's going to be our franchise guy. Obviously, Bryce Young is the most striking example.
Right.
But you shouldn't be in a hurry to play these guys.
No, especially when your team's not good, when you don't have
exactly.
a solid line, which Carolina does and does not have. And then at the same time, you don't have that many weapons to assist them.
Yeah.
And if you look across the field, their defense really isn't that good. Carolina is not a good team. And so to go out there and throw your, star-studded number 1 draft pick to the Wolves, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's very, very tough.
The worst thing I think that Carolina did with Bryce Young is saying he was going to start this week and then like the next day saying, no, he's benched. I mean, that's just, no, it's really difficult and they haven't supported him well and just benching him is hard enough, but you don't say you're going to start him. Then the next day say, oh no, we changed our mind.
You're not doing him any favors and you're not giving him any assistance. And this is his 2nd year in the league, and he's already changed quarterback coach. He's already changed
now they're talking
coordinator.
Yes.
So like it's not coming easy for Bryce right now.
They're answering questions about whether they're going to trade him or not. No, of course not.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, your guy Baker came out in defense and said, oh, his story is a long way from being told.
Absolutely. The young fella, this is his 2nd season. He's 2 games in. He definitely has some more chapters to write in his book.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if he gets the opportunity, now I will say this, if he gets the opportunity like some of these other recycled quarterbacks, then I think he'll have an opportunity to showcase his talents. Unfortunately, it doesn't always play out that way. It doesn't, like Zach Wilson, you can argue, is he going to get one more opportunity? Maybe, maybe not. But we've also seen times, and I don't know why Keely Smith just pops into my mind. Maybe because
my Facebook friend.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. His son plays for a team down in San Diego somewhere. He's a star. He's a star in high school football, and they're getting ready to play up this way. I think De La Salle here in a couple weeks.
Well, he's a good example too.
Yeah,
Good
like
pull.
he didn't really get no opportunity for a second chance. You know, Joey Harrington to get a second chance. There are guys who didn't get a second opportunity. And so if Bryce Young does not, a la kind of what we're seeing with Trey Lance, and I'm not sure Trey got a first one, but if he has the opportunity, at least we'll be able to see if he, can lead a team, if he can really be a quarterback. And before people jump on me, I understand he's gotten an opportunity with the Panthers, but kind of like what we talked about here with the Kings, stability hasn't always been the best feat for,
it's
not the Panthers have.
I see what you're saying. Not necessarily a fair opportunity.
True.
Yeah.
True. Real quick, the line, it opened at 36.5
This
over
is
under.
Chargers
Steelers. I was going that way. Now it's at 35.5, which lets most people were thinking the way we were thinking.
Definitely.
Take the under.
Yes. Limbo, I'm going under.
That right. Let's see. They got the Chargers are favored by 1. Pick 'em game. You leaning towards?
I am.
Chargers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were talking earlier this week, a couple days ago, maybe it was yesterday, about how the games are closer so far. The margin of victory has been one of the slimmest ever. So anytime I see a line that's over 5.5, my eyes just, whoa, I'm taking a long look at that. That's just kind of the nature.
You're peeking?
Yeah. And that's why tonight I'm looking at, and I'm not wagering. This is just for
Sure,
fun that we have
of course.
here. But I'm just looking at New England. It was 6th the last I saw.
Let me take a look. We'll see
For a
where it's at.
team that plays low-scoring, close games, and I know they're coming off an overtime game and it's Thursday, quick turnaround, but 6 points is a lot of points potentially in that type of matchup.
Yeah, especially you talking about some of these teams out here not putting up points throughout the NFL, and we use Joe Burrow. We look at Joe Burrow as someone that I think coming into the season, everybody's like, "Oh, Joe's gonna light it up. He's getting ready to really bounce back. He's fully healthy."
Yeah,
I ain't really seen that right now. According to BetMGM, you are at 6. 6. So it's dropped just a pinch. A pinch.
I think
right
it
now.
opened up around 7.
Wow. Yeah, it did. 7 and 6.5, depending on what book you were looking at. The Jets favored by pretty much a touchdown. You need a touchdown to cover.
Yeah.
And you're leaning towards?
Right now, I'm leaning towards New England.
Okay. It may change.
I may have to just follow your lead because you've been dominating there. Real quick here, a baseball bit. I'd like to see what Jay thinks of this. Jay being a guy who played a lot of baseball at a very high level. Jay, yesterday I told you about a base running blunder in Seattle that was one of the worst ever.
Yes.
Last night, that was topped by the same team.
Come on.
Because 2 nights ago, you had Victor Robles on third base, bases loaded, and he tried to steal home when the count was 3-0 and he was out. It's like, no, to this day, I don't know what the explanation was. Last night, you had the Mariners are losing 2-1 in the 10th inning, okay? You got runners at first and third, nobody's out. Julio Rodriguez is on third. So he's a tying run.
Yeah.
Randy Rosarena's up. 2 strikes. He swings and misses strike 3. The bat flies out of his hand towards third base. Julio Rodriguez dodges it. He's already, in foul territory, and he dodges it and runs further, like towards the third base coach's box. The bat misses him. Then he's like, wow, that almost hit me. And the catcher has it, and the third baseman's going, throw me the ball. And the catcher's like, yeah. And they throw it and they tag him out.
Picked him off.
And he says, I thought it was a dead ball. He said after the game,
why?
He said, honestly, when I saw the bat come toward me, I wasn't thinking about the game. I wanted to avoid getting hit by the bat. And then I thought when the bat flew by me, I thought it was a dead ball.
Timeout in action.
Yeah.
Man.
And they picked him off and they lose the game.
Let me tell you.
For a double play.
Fundamentals in baseball are at an all-time low.
That's why I love to share these with
all-time low. Get back to the bag.
I know.
Julio.
The third base coach, get back, get back, get back. And he's taking his time. And the funniest thing is the catcher, because the catcher's surveying the scene and it's like, whoa, the runner on third is nowhere near third base.
He's grabbing the He hit the seeds. He's got a bucket of seeds. Yeah, that's not it. He's in the dugout grabbing some Davids.
Yeah. And Julio's like, whoo, man, did you guys see that? It almost hit me. You're out.
What's going on up in Seattle?
I don't know. I don't know.
And they've lost the lead. Yeah. They had a lead in that division.
That's the other. They're just barely hanging on right now, and then they're pulling these blunders.
And they're not going anywhere far if you're going to continue to keep making the same mistakes.
I don't even know if they're paying attention. Yeah.
They're ready for the season to be over.
Meanwhile, it looks like the WNBA, Jay, wants to add another team.
Uh-oh.
Is Sacramento on that list?
Don't do us like that now, Whitey.
We'll take a look at that list next. Don't hold your breath. Sactown Sports.
You did it, Boston. The Celtics are NBA champions. It's time to come together and celebrate in style. Go to NBAstore.com right now to get all your championship gear. The official locker room collection with t-shirts for the whole crew, the official locker room hat, and everything you need to celebrate the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy. Celtics fans, it's your time, so get your gear. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain.
Dr. Pamela Maida is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
Good Feet Youth Arch supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain.
Investing in youth arch supports for your child or teen is one of the best decisions you can make.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, get ready. Here comes your Sactown Sports live events calendar. You don't want to miss Winona Judd at Hard Rock Live on September 28th. And on October 4th, comedy legend Rob Schneider is bringing the laughs to Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Space out with Weezer for the Voyage to the Blue Planet Tour 2024 at the Golden One Center on October 8th. And looking further ahead into October, Alec Benjamin brings his soulful vibes to Hard Rock Live Sacramento on the 16th. Then on October 17th, catch the hilarious Ronnie Chang at the Bob Hope Memorial Theater in Stockton. On October 20th, Renee Vaca brings his hilarious stand-up to the Crest Theater in Sacramento. And finally, gear up for the ultimate Halloween bash with a $5,000 costume contest. It's Sinners and Saints Saturday at Thunder Valley on October 26th. Costumes, music, and plenty of thrills. Get all the event details at SactownSports.com and stay locked on to Sactown Sports for your chance to win tickets.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Hard Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Farmally.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich.
Be the difference.
Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Hard Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Deftones. North American Tour 2025, live in Sacramento. Golden One Center, Saturday, March 1st. With special guests, the Mars Volta and Fleshwater. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit Deftones.com.
Sponsored by Xfinity Internet. Enjoy ultimate control of your home network. Personalize your Wi-Fi name and password. Assign user profiles. View and control connected devices and more with the Xfinity Internet app.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Looks like the WNBA wants to add another team. Is there any way Sacramento is being considered? We'll get to that in just a moment here. It's the Drive Guys. Kyle Draper's still on assignment. We'll take you up to Thursday night football. Some interesting thoughts here in the chat, by the way, on the WNBA. Somebody is wondering whether the WNBA, it's Amadrock. Thank you, Amadrock. Should the WNBA add an in-season tournament? Jay, what do you think?
I mean, no.
I bet you anything they will if they're going to figure out some way to get somebody to sponsor it.
Of course.
Yeah.
More money. I would see the NBA probably would say, hey, look, Emirates or, whoever they sell it to next time, how about you put a little portion to the side and let's do the same thing for WNBA.
Mm-hmm. Here's my whole problem with the in-season tournament. The in-season tournament was designed to make games more meaningful, but in fact, it has created at least one game that is meaningless. The championship game, which doesn't count in the standings, it was meaningless last year, wasn't it? I mean, the Lakers beat Indiana, we know, in Vegas for the first in-season tournament championship. Does anyone look back on the Lakers season and evaluate it and say, oh, they did win the tournament? No. It didn't matter.
No.
So I know it's just the first one. Maybe in future years, people will look back at that and say, wow, that's part of LeBron's legacy. Even the Super Bowl, when they started it, it was kind of an oddity. But it's hard for me to imagine the in-season tournament ever quite catching on.
Yeah, unless there's some type of money thrown, like high in money for some of the players and or they separate. Like,
you say you think the players would try?
Yeah.
I think they tried pretty hard.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's just, I don't care who wins.
Yeah. What if they moved it, meaning not in the middle of the season and put it towards the beginning? Like the before we start the season.
Yeah.
I mean, this is part of the season. We're going to play this in-season tournament, preseason tournament.
Preseason tournament.
Yeah.
Well, that's
like
what
college.
that Emirates Cup is, right? In soccer. I think it's a preseason tournament.
Yeah. What if they move it compared
now
to it being in something?
make preseason games more meaningful. I don't know. You might be onto something there.
Okay.
But I understand it ain't going away anytime soon.
No, not when it's making money.
Yeah. I got some good 49er news for you before we get to the WNBA.
Okay, here we go.
We've been talking so much about the 49ers and how we found out today Kittle's hurt. Is he going to play? We don't know. I bet he will, but we don't know. Charvarius Ward is nursing an injury. But how about this? You probably know this, and the Chronicle breaks it down expertly. The Rams will face the 49ers the Rams will be without Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and 2 starting interior offensive linemen, starting cornerback Darius Williams, and safety John Johnson, part-time starter. 5 of those players were on injured reserve, along with 5 backups. And that means the Rams and Coach McVay, in mid-September, they're already stressing about who they can bring back because NFL teams can bring back a maximum of 8 players from injured reserve during the regular season. And they're having to put so many guys on injured reserve, they're starting to worry that they have to put more guys on injured reserve than they can bring back.
Yeah. A rash.
Yeah.
A serious rash of injuries. Not a Rams fan. I feel for the players, but beyond that, I could care less.
So it's kind of I guess the 49ers should be okay.
They should be. They should is the word.
That's a big line too.
It is. It is. Especially
7.5, I think.
We take a look. A quick look. But for me, it's tough for me to go out there, and right now it's down to 6.5. So it's moved a little bit because, as you said, they call it the smart money.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit big for some guys, the 49ers, that didn't show up well last week to the best of their ability. The 49ers should win the next 2 games.
6.5 for the
Rams,
49ers. That's
Patriots.
A layup, right?
Well, I would have thought. 5. It was 5.5 last week.
I got
for the
3
Vikings.
right last week. That's a layup, Jay. That's my lock.
Well, could be calling for an upset. You let me open at 6.5. So it's interesting. The 49ers have an opportunity to take care of business the next couple of weeks and let Deebo rest, and hopefully McCaffrey will be kind of bouncing back somewhere along that line. Ricky P would be eligible.
That's
to
right.
be playing, after week 4.
Emotional.
Yes,
no matter how he plays.
It will. And so if you handle your business the next couple of weeks, take care of the Rams down near Levi South, And then you have the Patriots, who have been playing better than most people thought they would coming into the season. You should be in good spirits heading into the the gauntlet that is the next few games.
Yeah, more on the 49ers coming up top of the hour right now. Yes, it looks like the WNBA wants to add another team because they got, with the 3 expansion teams that they're adding, that brings them to 15. So obviously you like an even number. So the race is on for a 16th team. Huge bidding war apparently underway for that next WNBA team. Can you imagine that? Good for the WNBA. Huge bidding war. You got investors fighting with each other, trying to get the WNBA's favor. That's just, I understand it, but wow, how far the WNBA has come in a short time. And according to Front Office Sports, here are the series contenders.
Okay.
Philadelphia, Nashville, Denver, and South Florida. And the Houston Chronicle then reported that Tillman Fertitta of the Rockets plans to submit a bid for an expansion team. So
bring the comments back?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's right. I saw Cynthia Cooper go nuts on the Monarchs at Arco 2 a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah. That was a good team.
South Florida. What is that? Is that Miami?
South Florida, I thought, is Orlando. Isn't it?
South Florida, that's what they're calling it?
There's South Beach, which is Miami, but I think, it's an odd way to put it.
Yeah, like South Florida. I mean, there's how many cities are in South Florida? Tons.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you going to?
Jacksonville? I don't know.
Where are you housing
South
this
Florida?
at? Yeah, I'm trying to get an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to house this at? South Florida, I guess you would have to utilize Orlando and Miami. Or
they're going to be the Orlando Woolridges. That's going to be the name of the team.
Then Nashville, which has nothing right now beside hockey, MLS, right? And then
Denver.
Give me the first one. Oh, Philly. I was trying to remember Philadelphia.
They've been talking about Philly for a while, but they keep, for some reason.
I wonder if the WNBA works in Philly. Because that's a tough market to be an athlete in.
Yeah.
How would Philadelphians treat, and this is where we need drapes, how would they treat a WNBA team who is terrible? What do you think happens?
Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, it seems to me, if I remember correctly, there's been a lot of talk about Philadelphia for a while now. And so there must be a reason, unless it's just a matter of nobody there is really pushing the effort.
Right.
Unless there's no big money there that's really behind it. Maybe the WNBA wants to be there. But there's a reason why, they've been adding these teams and Philly ain't one of them yet.
The other thing when you say Nashville is a real competitor to Sacramento and everything right now. They are pushing hard to get another.
They're gonna get a baseball team.
Yeah, they're pushing hard. And every single time you talk about MLS, which they accomplished, you talk about, baseball, they're in the mix for basketball. Now we hear the WNBA. They're in the mix every single time Sacramento's trying to, even be on a list. Nashville's right next to them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what they doing in Nashville that we don't know about?
I don't know, but remember, I know they got isn't that the country music capital of the world?
It is.
If you could only end one of those, Jay, where are you going if you're the WNBA? Philly, Nashville, Denver, South Florida, Houston,
Sacramento.
Not an option.
Oh, okay.
Not an option.
Of those,
I'm saying bring back the Houston Comets.
Yeah, that's probably. I was just gonna say I'm probably going to H-Town. I'm going to H-Town because they've shown they can support a WNBA team, without looking at how many butts were in the seats. But
that would be another city that they're going back
to, like Portland.
Portland, and at some point you're gonna have to come back here.
I was going to say that's sweet music to my ears because now we're talking about coming back to Sacramento too.
Way down the road, though.
No, don't do that. I think the WNBA is getting ready to expand.
Kenji's gonna be driving. The next month is going to be a test of Brock Purdy's leadership. So says so many in the 49ers executive circle. We're back with that next on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
It's not hard to be a mom. It's hard to be a good mom. It's easy to be a bad mom. That's so easy. But to be a good mom is hard. To be a bad mom, that's as easy as being a great dad. That's...
Nikki Glazer, Alive and Unwell Tour. Friday, September 20th. The venue at Thunder Valley. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. She's alive and unwell. Don't miss Nikki Glazer.
Do you have old baseball cards and sports memorabilia from the 50s and 60s collecting dust in your closet? They could be very valuable in any condition. Find out at the Sports Cards Roadshow. We'll be in the Sacramento area to evaluate your old and modern sports cards. Visit sportscardsroadshow.com today to schedule your appointment. Ask about your free on-site sports card evaluation. For large vintage and modern collections, we can come to you. Skip the garage sale. Sports Cards Roadshow is buying. Call 1-800-560-3272 today or visit sportscardsroadshow.com.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
We got Thursday Night Football tonight. Drive Guys taking you up to pregame on Sactown Sports. Getting ready, of course, for the 49ers and the Rams on Sunday. We've got that game as well. Jay, would you like another, I'd say, little spoonful of good 49er news?
Let's do it. Let's do a teaspoon or table.
Probably a teaspoon.
Okay.
You tell me. You know, we've had the news today about Kittle. We've had the news today about Travaris Ward. Got a little bit of good news here from Matt Barrows on Twitter. Defensive coordinator Nick Sorensen says, Talanoa Hufanga's been getting snaps on the scout team in recent weeks. He's looked sharp in practice this week. Quote, it's like he hasn't missed a beat, end quote.
Love it.
Yeah.
Go Tal.
Yeah. A little bit, just a little bit of good news here as we get ready. Yeah.
I think it's the same one that he this is probably a teaspoon compared to the tablespoon of knowing that he was coming back. Yeah. He's going to help the back end of the defense for sure.
What do you think of the idea here that a lot of people are putting forth that this is really going to be a challenge the next few weeks without McCaffrey, without Deebo for a while? Really going to be a test for Brock Purdy, not only in terms of how he plays, but just in terms of his leadership. That's something that they've been working on with him for a while now. This is from Brian Greasy. Brock's a reserved guy, which the team appreciates about him. But then there's also times when you need to push the issue a little bit. You need to be accountable to yourself, but also hold others accountable during the course of an individual period, a practice, a game, low point in the season where you lose back-to-back games. I mean, that's a skill that you need as a leader of a team. And for a young quarterback, sometimes that's difficult, end quote.
Yeah, he's not a rookie. It's time for Purdy to be who he is. be who we've known Brock Purdy to come. I'm not really worried about Purdy, and I don't think he's in the category of you have to prove it and show it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bona fide starting quarterback in this league. He's taken his team to the Super Bowl. He's had a great run his rookie year. And where we're at is this. We just need you to be consistent and play at a high level and be, for the most part, be good.
Doesn't he have to do more? Is that all these playmakers?
No, it's not just all on him. It's not all on him because he can do everything possible. You know, how many times have we looked at Lamar Jackson and he's done it all and they still come up short? No, it's not. You can be Superman, but even Superman has some help.
Yeah. Maybe you don't have to be Superman, but you can't be Aquaman. I mean, I just think while you're dealing with these injuries, his margin for error is a lot smaller. So
yeah, but that's not a Brock Purdy thing, though. Right?
Well,
that's a QB thing.
He has to. Brock Purdy's the one who has to limit the mistakes, and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. But right now, they can't afford as many as they normally would be able to. And the other thing is the leadership thing, which I hadn't even really thought about. Here's Brock Purdy talking about it. He says, "When I first came in the NFL as a rookie, even last year coming off the surgery, there's a little timidness." But now it's like I feel good with the guys, with the language of the offense. I can see it in my mind quicker when coach calls a play. It's a lot more smooth for me. It's never going to be easy. I have to continue to push myself in that way. That's what Brock Purdy says.
Yeah, but that's because someone asked him a question about it, which takes me to the question I have with Brock Purdy is, and I think a lot of people, you see this question around about social network is this. He doesn't have to constantly prove that he's a good quarterback. Just be a good quarterback.
Right.
He's shown that, but this is the thing. Because of where he's come from, people can consistently ask, well, he's got to show leadership. Well, man, so does every quarterback in the league. He's got to play mistake-free. Well, so does every quarterback in the league who is missing their stars.
Yes.
So Brock Purdy's not under a microscope the way that some people are trying to make this be. Just go out there and play like you've played. And if you make a mistake, then guess what? You made a mistake. And if it leads to a loss, then it did. And people are going to say, well, Brock Purdy made a mistake. He is consistently ever going to be under a microscope. What I'm saying is we 49er fans, people who believe that he's a baller, the Brian Baldingers, the Dan Orlovskis, the Jay Johnsons, hopefully the Whitey Gleasons, I think we're making too much out of it too much. He's been a good quarterback.
Well, Steve Young, did you hear Steve Young?
Again, but that's one of them guys, though. That's one of those guys who are questioning certain things.
But he knows what it takes. He's been there. He knows what it takes to lead an NFL team. And he wants Brock. He's in the Brock Purdy commercial. He's not one of those guys taking, pot shots at Brock for, well, he's not this, he's not that.
A little bit.
Even he says.
I disagree with that. I think Steve is also coming from a standpoint of, I'm an elder, you're a youngster, which is natural. But I also think if you look at the interview Steve has, Steve is kind of he'd be on that edge with Brock Purdy too, though. Like he's not, Brock Purdy is great and Brock Purdy, he's not that type of guy either, though. I haven't seen that from Steve Young.
I think he just has very high standards.
And that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Totally understandable. But keep those same standards with all the quarterbacks through the league, though.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is why are we consistently having to answer these questions when the same people are going through the same things?
It's two different things, in my opinion. You're right. He doesn't have to prove anything anymore. To some people will never be convinced. Who cares?
Truth. Very
true.
Very
Who cares what they think? They obviously don't really understand what they're seeing. But I do think right now the team needs some things. They need more from him in some ways than they've ever needed from him before. That's not saying he can't do it, but it is interesting. It's going to be interesting to see over these next few weeks. He's not going to have to carry the team, but he's going to have to carry a heavier load.
But
and
I
would say that's true of any quarterback. Okay, yeah. But he hasn't had to do that yet.
So I disagree with that too. I think when he came in as a rookie, he carried big weights on his shoulder. I think way more now because he should be more comfortable, which is what he's saying. I'm a little more comfortable now because I don't have to go out and show and prove that I can be an NFL quarterback. I think we know this dude, Brock Purdy, is a starting caliber quarterback. Now, if he regresses, then I'll be the first one to say, yeah, I'm not sure. From what I've seen, though, White, I believe he is a starting caliber quarterback in this league. What gets me is CMC and Deebo are gone, and you have an injury over here and an injury over there, which we talked about. George Kittle, who knows? Shavarius Ward, who knows? Feliciano hasn't played. Tricky Ricky P hasn't played. So these things are happening everywhere else. And it behooves me every single week. We have to talk about why Brock Purdy consistently has to prove that he's a quarterback and he's a good quarterback and he's got a shoulder. You know what? This team has aspirations and goals to be a Super Bowl, but it all depends on Brock Purdy. Hell nah. Because guess what? Brock Purdy played decently, and there's people who made mistakes last year. So what about CMC's fumble? Why we ain't questioning why he can't keep a ball in his hands?
Well, the thing is, like I said, I don't think he has to prove that he can do it, but the team needs more from him. They need more from Ayuk this week, and for however long they're going to be without CMC and Deebo. As you said, this is part of football, and it happens, and the 49ers have been without some of their key players before, but this is the first time they've been without since CMC got here. First time they've been without Deebo and CMC. We've talked about that a lot. They're two of the most unique players.
Yeah.
If you don't have CMC, well, Deebo's he can kind of fill in there because he's so versatile. Now you don't have either one. So we'll see what Brock does about that. We'll see what Ayuk does. By the way, there are numbers that suggest Ayuk actually was getting open last week. He wasn't getting the ball.
Yeah. I think, well, let me go back to the first part of it.
Let me just make clear, because I'm not coming after Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I know you're not. Yeah, I know you're not. What I'm saying is, and I think you've argued this point that I'm arguing right now, and I'm not arguing towards you. I'm arguing towards the point. Is this why does Brock Purdy consistently have to do stuff that other quarterbacks are not being asked or not being graded by, I should say? But the other part to that is this: when you ask, and I'm just trying to get your opinion, what's more? What's Brock, when you say Brock Purdy may have to do more, what's more? Throw for 400 yards?
No.
Okay.
Like last week, he threw for 319.
Right.
Some people have said he doesn't throw for enough yards. He threw for so many yards because they were losing. It's not necessarily a good thing when he throws for a lot of yards. I just mean he can't turn the ball over.
Okay.
I think that's the one thing about him that I would say that's probably one of his shortcomings going back to when he was in college. He can get a little loose, with the ball. And some of it's because and you see it when you watch the replays. He takes shots and throws where people are supposed to be. He'll take those chances.
Mm-hmm.
So they just, he can't turn the ball over against.
So doing more is don't turn the ball over. So let me ask you.
The room for mistakes, the margin for error, I think it's slimmer right now.
So let me ask you. He throws for 300, doesn't turn the ball over, and they lose. Is Brock Purdy's fault?
No.
But he did more, according to Whitey standards.
Reasons why they lost. I'm not saying they're going to win or lose depending on how well he plays.
Yeah.
But I'm saying their odds of winning are a lot better if he plays better.
If he throws for 300 and has no turnovers, they still lose.
The no turnovers are better than the
We're not pointing at Brock Purdy. Well, Brock Purdy sure could have did a little more. Like, that's what we're consistently getting at.
Some people are, but I don't think you and I are.
Yeah, I know. And that's what I'm asking is, at what point? I think there's no point, and I think you've said this before, he will forever until, 7 years down the road and he can, stays on this trajectory. Like 7 years down the road, we'll be like, okay, Brock Purdy's the QB. We'll be talking about somebody else. But dang, why are we talking about 2 seasons in now?
Mm-hmm.
He's done a lot more in a lot less time than a lot of people who aren't under the microscope.
Yes.
And that's let's look around at some of the injuries. We're talking about what feels like, and I think it was Katie, who's one of the listeners, who was like, yeah, are numbers down? Or is that just kind of.
Is that just how it feels? Or are they actually numbers up? Yeah.
They're up. They're actually up, But with that being said, White, it's this. Let's think about Miami. Who has to do more over there right now?
I was going to say Skylar Thompson, but I can't really expect him to do more.
Why not?
Because he's not, he's not capable.
Oh, man, why is he not capable?
He's never been that good.
Okay, so who's the Brock Purdy of Miami right now?
I don't think they have one. That's a problem.
See, that's unfair.
No, it's
that's
a fact.
Unfair.
Brock Purdy has tremendous upside.
Sure,
right? Does Skylar Thompson have that much upside? Nothing against him, but it's just factual.
But I'm saying, who's the leader over there that's got to take the initiative to be better now?
I don't know. Jalen Waddle.
But that's my point. See what I'm saying is Miami just lost their quarterback.
Yeah.
Their quarterback. And both their running backs are banged up and probably not going to play.
Their ceiling just came down. You know, are they a Super Bowl contender right now?
No,
probably not.
We making excuses now, Whitey. We truly are. If they're in a worse situation than the 49ers, would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Okay. That's my point.
So who's the leader over there that's got to keep this team? Who's the leader over there in Miami that we're holding the same standards to Brock Purdy? You know what? You got to do more. You got to go out there and shoulder the team.
It's not apples and oranges, so there is. You can't. They don't have one.
I'll
tell you why Brock Purdy is the perfect quarterback, though, for Kyle Shanahan when we come right back to Sactown Sports.
What would it take for a plumbing company to earn your trust? Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And let's face it, plumbing and service companies don't always have the best reputation.
So to earn your trust, the first thing they'd have to do is actually answer the phone when you call with a real live person. Then they'd have to send a plumber when you needed them, day or night, without charging extra for emergency services.
A trustworthy plumber would show up on time, wearing a clean uniform and name badge, and be able to show that they had passed a background check and drug test.
A plumber you could trust would give you a firm quote on the job before starting and clean up after they finish the job.
That's exactly the plumber you'll get when you call Bell Brothers, a plumber you can trust. Call Bell Brothers right now for all your plumbing needs. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Play and win to take your loyalty to new heights at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. Sign up for Sky River Rewards, and you'll get $15 free play to use on your first visit. Plus, you'll be in the know about upcoming special events and offers. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. With the kids back in school, now is the perfect time to go buy a new Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. I have one and I love it. And I'm not the only one in my family that loves it. My 12-year-old daughter loves it. In fact, just the other day when I was about to drop her off to school, she said, "Dad, are we taking the nice car out?" And I said, "Yeah, honey, we're taking the Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV." She was so excited to ride in it, and she was so excited to show it off to her friends. She loves the fact that it has seat cooling, seat massaging, and oh yeah, extra room in the back seat for all of her friends. If you don't believe me, just see for yourself. Go test drive one now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You'll see how the car drives, the comfort it has, and the speed it has on the open road. Just head on down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online anytime at mbofstockton.com. Your new home for 49ers football in the 916 Sactown Sports.
Before we get back to Brock Purdy, just to clarify something we were talking about earlier, the WNBA, there's about 5 cities now going after the next WNBA franchise, and one of them is South Florida. And you're right, Jay, South Florida does include Miami. South Florida is called SoFlo. Southernmost region of the U.S. state of Florida, includes the Miami metropolitan area. In Orlando, which I was saying, that's actually Central Florida.
Yeah.
So looks like this would be Miami.
Call it what you want.
Yeah.
You do you, White? We got your back here, brother.
Just clarifying.
Okay.
I just learned a little something about
That's right,
Florida.
a little geography.
Now, as far as Brock Purdy goes, are you saying that you don't think Brock Purdy should be expected to do any more than he's been doing during this period where they're without CMC and Deebo?
Yeah. I just think if he plays, he's played well enough to where if he plays his game, the 49ers should win with the pieces around him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if there's a difference, and this is why I've said the 49ers have not won a Super Bowl. Part of it is it takes luck, and it takes more times than not during a Super Bowl, and you can disagree with me. There's a play or two where it's like, dang, it takes an amazing play of some sorts, right?
Yeah.
And then, like I said, there's a player too where it's like, man, that's just pure luckiness. I think the 49ers have missed that. Man, that was an amazing play. And if you go back and look at, the Pat Mahomes 3rd and 15, or, there's so many different instances where a major play in the Super Bowl or something where you're like, oh, that was the one. That was dialed that call up, coming out, kicking an onside kick for the Saints. Like stuff like that you have to do to win a Super Bowl for whatever reason, more times than not. And so I go back, I use that as an example, and coming back is like, Brock Purdy don't have to be Lamar Jackson out there for the 49ers to go and beat a depleted Rams situation.
Rob Brooks said yesterday it wouldn't be a bad idea.
True.
But I'm with you.
And that, to me, will then start to separate Brock Purdy as being good to like Brock Purdy's a top 5 guy. If you can go out and do what you're asking, which is go out when you need it, do a little more. But I'm saying, why is he, compared to all the others, being singled out more times?
All the other quarterbacks?
Yeah, because there's a bunch of people.
Because he's on a team that could win a Super Bowl. He's on the biggest stage under the brightest lights. And there's more at stake in a sense because he could very realistically win a Super Bowl. Here's what Trey says. Thank you, Trey, from the 831. Taking a look at the fine lining, in my opinion, says Trey, these next few games will be exactly what Brock needs to hopefully reach that tier of excellence. This will be the time for him to show that he can, for lack of a better term, put the team on his shoulders.
But has he not done that?
I don't think he's had to, in my opinion.
Why?
Because they've been so talented. There's so many other ways they can beat you. Now, with fewer, if you will, weapons, they rely more on his playmaking. And it's not just him. It's also Ayuk has to do more. And to your point that you've made this week, Juszczyk will probably be asked to do more. But you being the quarterback, fairly or unfairly, you're going to be scrutinized the most. I'll tell you why, in my opinion, Brock Purdy's the perfect quarterback for Shanahan. I remember when the 49ers got Trey Lance, and I was asking, Jennifer Lee Chan, I asked her, why this guy, he hasn't played that much. Why is Kyle Shanahan, the quarterback guru, why would he want a guy like that? And she said she thinks that Kyle Shanahan wanted a guy that was kind of yet to be molded. And he wanted to take a quarterback and teach him football through his eyes so that Trey Lance, everything he knew and thought about pro football, he would have learned through Shanahan. So the two of them would be like that. Now, it didn't work out, but I do think that applies also a little bit to Brock in that he was almost not drafted. And I know he played a lot, but now he's coming into the NFL. He's got no cachet whatsoever, right? He's like, you're lucky to be on the team and you earned your spot. So everything he's learned about playing quarterback in the NFL, he's learned through Shanahan. That's why perfect guy for Shanahan, not somebody that comes in with a reputation, cachet. It's like a guy that's almost like a humble student at the feet of Shanahan.
Extension of the coach.
And every quarterback is supposed to be that ideally, but I think with a guy like Brock Purdy, it's easier. There's more blank canvas, if you will.
Yeah.
When he first got there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you make a great point. He's someone that didn't come in. It's almost because he didn't come in with high fanfare.
Yeah.
You can almost say, hey, listen, do it my way, and you'll be able to, be successful compared to, look, you kind of did it your way or did it the way you did in college. It's kind of got you to this point so far.
Yeah. When you're drafted, the last guy drafted, there is no your way.
Got that Buick.
It's not relevant, right? You're here now. You're lucky to be here. So whatever you thought, we don't do that anymore. And I think he's responded really well to that, obviously. But I think that's one reason why right now, anyway, he's the perfect quarterback for Shanahan.
Yeah, and he got the Toyota, which has led to him having a deal with Toyota. I just want, as we like to clarify on the show, he got a Toyota. It was a Toyota pickup, by the way, he got for being the last pick in the draft.
That's the Devil's Slide tunnel that he goes through in that commercial. Very nice.
Look at you, brother.
Yeah.
Geography lessons here today.
That tunnel. I don't know Florida, but I know Devil's Slide.
I just want Brock to do him and be him. I think they have enough talent still around him that if he just comes out and does him and doesn't try to do too much, then they'll be okay. We've seen many quarterbacks come out and try to do too much, and it normally backfires because they're trying to make up for the lost talent. They're trying to be Superman, and they're throwing into turnovers, or playing out of whack, playing out of rhythm. And so I just continue to hope that Brock is doing what he's doing, continues to do what he does. And I truly think, like, I don't know if Brock will ever be a top 3, top 5 QB, but I don't think you really have to be to win a championship. I think if you can have this type of talent, but also play mistake free, be consistent, do certain things, be a leader, then I think you can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the first one that comes to my mind, and I'm not saying he didn't have talent, is Troy Aikman. Like, I think if Brock Purdy turns out to be Troy Aikman, sign me up.
Mm-hmm. Don't you think there are people, I know you think this, we've heard them. There are people that say, well, you don't have to be a great quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy could be like a Trent Dilfer or Brad Johnson, but that he's not. He's way better than those guys.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever going to win a Super Bowl, and they have. So, bless him, tip the helmet, but he's way better than those guys. That's not a good comparison.
No, it's not. That's why I'm looking for someone who's had sustained success. Those are kind of Nick Foles, flash in the pan.
Exactly. Yeah.
Snuck it out. Joe Flacco played well for some years, but is Joe Flacco considered to be a great quarterback?
No. Again, all the credit in the world to him, where he bet on himself and he won a Super Bowl. But people who want to say, oh, Brock Purdy, system quarterback, he just wins because the team around him's good, and he's comparable to some of those guys that won one Super Bowl because the team was good. That, to me, it's like, no, that's wrong. You don't understand what you're seeing if you think that.
Yeah, I think he has opportunity to win multiple, even though he's got to win the first one. And that's why I said that if give me Troy Aikman, I'd take a Troy Aikman career in a minute from Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm. By the way, be careful out there. We just here on the chat in the chateau, apparently Tony Ortiz he's texting a lot here. I assume he's texting. A lot of comments here. Appreciate his involvement in the show, but he said he got a texting ticket. So you want to be real careful.
Why listen to the show?
Well, that's the way it appears.
Oh, man. Let me see if I can ask our boss to cover that for you. Tone Ortiz?
Yeah. I got a cell phone ticket. So,
dang.
LOL. Apparently he has a sense of humor about it, unless he's making a joke.
Yeah, playing
Just
around.
be careful.
What's that, a soft 400?
I don't even want to know.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Dang. I hate that if it is happening, it is true, we're a part of that if he got it now.
Yeah, I know.
Makes me feel bad. Dang.
On the other hand, it's just money.
Says a man who's done it for a long time.
Just money.
Well, it is. Yeah. Very true. That it does not change your livelihood.
Right.
You're 100% right.
And it doesn't really change your life if your team wins or loses, but it sure feels like it during the NFL season, doesn't it?
Every week, week by week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta mellow out. You gotta mellow out, White. We have to learn to mellow out because it's a long season. Now, week 9, week 10, week 11, okay. I can see the heat and the collar rise a bit, but week 2.
Didn't you hear what Deebo said?
Man.
It's now or never. It's not just a long season. It's been a long 5 years, and they keep getting up to the door, knocking. Here they come.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't make it in.
Yeah.
So at some point, this being that point, they've got to make it through, or they're never gonna. That's what Deebo says. That's why people get so anxious about it all. Yeah. It's not just about, it's just this year. It's only one game. No, it's about five years.
Yeah. I mean, he's feeling a different pressure for sure compared to I would imagine Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk. They kind of seem to be feeling the same pressure. I guess we just have to live week by week then, huh?
Yes. That's the best way. Game to game, quarter to quarter, play to play.
All right.
Campio says Purdy singled out because a guy picked last in the draft normally doesn't make an NFL roster, let alone start at QB for the best team in the NFC. That's true, but you would think that because of that, expectations would be lower.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the argument is too because of the team he plays for. And I think that's the point you're kind of talking about, right? Is he plays for a team that is ready-made, ready set right now to win a Super Bowl. And so because you are the QB and that doesn't happen, you're going to be judged a different caliber compared to, someone who's not set up to win a Super Bowl. Like he will be judged differently than Geno Smith this year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Why are passing numbers down in the NFL? We've been talking about that. We actually have an answer for you when we come back to Sactown Sports.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
I got my together. I got my together.
I got my together.
Just say it. You can get your shots together too. Your COVID-19 shot and your flu shot at the same visit as recommended by the CDC. I got my shots together. Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both.
Are you getting your together?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been?" I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. They believe it's all about people and choices. Their goal is to find the car that fits your lifestyle. With their huge inventory of models, they've got the right car and, more importantly, at the right price every time. Experience for yourself why their customers drive away smiling. Discover the difference, because it's not just about the car, it's also about the people. Experience the Sacramento Dodge Jeep and Chrysler difference off Business 80 next to Hagen Oaks, or you can find them online, sacsuperstore.com.
The last 6 Sacramento Rivercats games of the 25th anniversary season are packed with promotions and theme nights. Join us for Hispanic Heritage Night on September 17th, the Rivercats golfer hat giveaway on September 20th, our inaugural Harry Potter night on September 21st, and cap off the homestand with Fan Appreciation Day for the final game of the season on Sunday, September 22nd. Make your way to the ballpark for a farewell to the Rivercats of 2024. Visit rivercats.com to purchase tickets today.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
He's bringing some friends. Parmalee.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha.
And
And more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We are expecting partly to mostly sunny skies across the area today and quite a bit warmer. Temperatures this afternoon topping out in the mid-80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sactown Sports. I'm going to take you out to Miami for just a moment. We were just talking about Miami. I was trying to figure out where it was exactly. 6th inning, Dodgers lead the Marlins 9-3 in the 6th inning, top of the 6th. Shohei Ohtani hit his 49th home run.
Bomb.
So he's now one home run away from being baseball's first 50-50 player ever, Jay. Oh, What do you think? Excited?
Kudos.
Nobody cares. Very few people seem to care.
No, Ramsey walked into the studio. He's on one right now. So don't say, there's people.
He's like he's on a higher level of consciousness as a sports fan. He is.
Higher
You know that. Yeah.
Learning. That was the first thing you thought about. You ever seen Higher Learning, the movie?
No.
You should.
Okay.
Take a shot.
But would you agree, Ramsey? Like
Yes,
many people
yeah,
listen,
for sure.
it's on a higher level of sports consciousness. So, of course, he's aware of it and he cares. But by and large, it doesn't seem like this Ohtani 50-50 chase has grabbed the nation by the throat.
No, we're not stopping news broadcasts to go check him, check his ABs out, like some of the home run years, McGuire and Sosa and Griffey. Yeah, you're right. Baseball, man, they're in a fragile spot. They are really Shohei, and maybe he's lost a little luster because of the off the field stuff.
I wonder about that. I don't know. I don't think so, but I wonder.
Yeah. It's and maybe there is a lot of fanfare, and maybe we just don't see it nationally. I'm not sure.
I think perhaps baseball, through the steroid years, maybe some of the records, the cherished records, that all of a sudden it's like they just don't seem to mean as much. Now, I know when Judge was going after the American League record, there was a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
But I think baseball records just don't mean as much as they used to people. And some of it too is people don't care so much about what happened before. It's like now. What do you got from you now? And if you're a now person, baseball is not your sport.
No, far from. Yeah, you're not really paying attention to baseball to know what's going on with the Chicago White Sox or what's going on.
A lot of games. They play a lot of games, as you know.
They do.
Yeah.
Would cutting down 20, would it work for you? Do you think it would help? There's no easy solution to what's popping off with baseball, right? So
I don't pretend to know anymore what the solutions would be. The worst thing to me is that, you have this whole long season and then you start over for these long playoffs. And the best thing about baseball, one of the showcases for baseball, obviously, is when you have the World Series. And ideally you have, Dodgers, Yankees, whatever. But now you have so many teams in the postseason that the odds of the two best teams actually getting to the World Series, the odds are lower than they've ever been.
But ain't nobody crying about football expanding it.
Right, because people love the Super Bowl no matter what. But last year when you have the World Series, and shout out Boch, but when you have Texas and Arizona in the World Series, people are like, I don't care about that. And I don't talk about Ramses, or you or me. I'm talking about casual fans,
right?
Especially when it's during basketball starting and football. So,
well, who cares about Denver versus, Miami?
Well, Drape says not a lot of people did. So maybe it's a problem for basketball too.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when you got the WNBA outsourcing them.
Yeah. I think it's a big problem for baseball because you play 162 and then it's like, it didn't really matter.
Right.
And like right now you got the Dodgers, you got San Diego and Arizona in the same division, right? They're playing 162. They might all three make the playoffs. Why should Arizona and San Diego be in the playoffs if the Dodgers were that much better than them over 162 games? And I'm not a Dodger fan. You know what I mean? It makes it so it's not as important.
Yeah, I can see. I absolutely love playoff baseball. That's when the stakes get high.
Yeah.
Every pitch count. And you can just, you watching playoff baseball. I mean, straight from the first pitch, the opening pitch, before you even, whoever comes out and throws the ceremonial first pitch.
Oh, a lot of tension, huh?
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Yeah. I know FP used to say sometimes in a playoff game when, you're really good pitching, like a walk is a rally.
Yeah. So that the beginning, one thing about baseball is the walk normally opens the floodgates. The pipes normally bust for what, and statistically, when you have a walk to lead off the inning, you have a extreme amount higher percentage to
look at Jay, the analytics guy.
No,
you don't know. That's analytics.
No, it's not.
It is. It's like a man on first, nobody out. Your chance to score, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You're not calling it that. You're not framing it that way.
Just saying that I played the game. I played the game long enough, man. That first, you look, and I've been on both sides because you're like, oh yeah, we got this walk. Watch this bloop and a double, and we're in.
Oh, I know.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Or fly, a sack, and a single. Here we come. And then you've been, it's like infield, walk, and you look over, and you're looking. You don't want to stare at your pitcher. you're staring at the person who drew the walk.
Did you ever have a pitcher show you up after you made an error?
No, I can't remember. I've had a pitcher come over to me and like, dang, dog, what happened? What, but normally it's in-house, like, come on, man, I could have made that play.
Yeah.
Or the other, I've done this too before, just being too fast, is you get the ground ball and it's a PFP, which basically means the pitcher is covering the first base, right? And more times than not, as a second baseman or infielder, it's either on a short, and I'll just use that second baseman. You're either coming in, you're crashing towards the plate, and or you're going, I don't know any of left-handed second basemen, but if there is, and I'm talking about at a high level, but as an infielder, your glove hand is your left hand, and so you're going to your left, and you have to make that play to the pitcher. And don't throw it wrong. Don't throw it awry. Because, I know pitchers who listening right now, but like, I'm athletic as everybody. Nah, you're not. You throw that ball to the pitcher, and if it's not within that wheelhouse, that shoulder-to-shoulder blade, you got to stretch and go get it. Or, you throw it a little high. Pitchers ain't catching that. They're not catching it. It's off the glove. The vision is bad. The athleticism isn't up to par.
I remember I was at a game with my mom once, and she was telling me, because somebody came in to pinch run in a game, and it was a pitcher. And I was like, why is he pinch running? And my mom said, pitchers are the best athletes on the team. You're saying you're disagreeing with my mom now?
Well, no disrespect to Mother Gleason, but I would definitely disagree. Not disrespect, but I would disagree.
Right. Okay.
They don't do nothing but run. How many teams you been on that the pitcher does anything beside run?
Well, the only teams I've been on is like, where you're a pitcher and you're also third base, and I haven't been on any.
Oh, okay. You're just that is your position.
Pitchers and everybody else.
All they do is run.
Yeah.
You come to practice. All right, fellas, we're gonna get a little infield and a little defense. Then we'll have about 30 minutes real fast of a little.
I hope they throw also. I hope they're running and throwing.
Yeah, long toss. Because then pitcher's like, I want to hurt my arm. I want to warm up too much. I'm on a pitch count. It's like, bro, it's practice. What are we doing here?
Do you remember a guy who was on the Giants years ago named Trevor Wilson?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember one time somebody was supposed to start and they were hurt or sick or something. So Roger Craig goes to the other starter, says, can anybody else pitch today? And according to the story, Trevor Wilson said, no, because I went swimming yesterday. Maybe he swam 4 miles or something. I remember reading that. What?
I was on the grill, and then I made the mistake of eating, and I hit the pool too. Pitchers, people always talk about pitchers being weird, and for lack of a better word, weird. They're a little different. I know you're a hitter, wrapped a little different.
And I know hitters don't like pitchers. If it's on your own
not
team,
true.
Well, that's okay. That's what FP used to say.
That's not true. And what do you mean don't like them?
Just don't like pitchers. Like, don't trust them, don't like them. Because those are the guys that are trying to keep you from making money. Now, I know it's different if it's your own teammate, but
yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm like, your teammate. You could, and that's the joke. It's you come on in. What are you here for? Yeah, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Because you pitched yesterday. So in reality, you can come out here in street clothes. Mm-hmm. You can do just like the NBA players and come to the dugout and wear street clothes.
You get chart pitches.
You got the nerve enough to suit up. For what? You ain't doing nothing today. You don't even have to go to the bullpen today. Mm-hmm. You can sit right in here and act like a coach, chew your bubble gum, spit your seeds. Yeah, man. Pitchers. Tell you something.
All right. We've got the numbers here that explain why passing numbers are down in the NFL, as promised. Also, tell you about the quarterback who was fined by the NFL for impersonating Michael Jackson. Probably the last quarterback you'd expect. Details are coming up. Sactown Sports.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
It's not hard to be a mom. It's hard to be a good mom. It's easy to be a bad mom. That's so easy. But to be a good mom is hard. To be a bad mom, that's as easy as being a great dad. That's...
Nikki Glazer, Alive and Unwell Tour. Friday, September 20th. The venue at Thunder Valley. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. She's alive and unwell. Don't miss Nikki Glazer.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Your water heater. Old, rusty, forgotten. We hardly ever even think about them until there's no hot water. Right now, get incredible rebates up to $3,000 off and financing available for as little as $40 a month. Leave it to Bonnie to crank up the heat.
Even in a broken Washington, one person delivers results. Our Congressman Kevin Kiley. Working across party lines, Kevin Kiley has helped pass bipartisan bills to lower prices for gas, groceries, and utilities, provide tax relief for the victims of recent wildfires and storms, and to protect Lake Tahoe today and for future generations. Kiley has secured millions of federal dollars to ease traffic on our roads, expand our water supply, and protect our homes and communities from wildfires. And because he believes public safety comes first, Kevin Kiley is working to crack down on repeat offenders, retail thieves, and fentanyl dealers who prey on our youth. Kevin Kiley is always ready to work across party lines to get things done, and never afraid to take on the establishment in Washington or Sacramento when that's what's needed to protect our quality of life. Delivering results. That's Kevin Kiley. Let's keep him working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley, and I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Of NFL quarterbacks most likely to impersonate Michael Jackson. Where on that list would Derek Carr be?
Back half 10?
Back half, yeah. Well, during the second quarter of the Saints' win over Dallas, Derek Carr scored a rushing touchdown, celebrated by doing an ode to Michael Jackson, including the crotch grab. And he has been fined by the NFL. $14,000.
That FedEx envelope right on that locker. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever been in an NFL locker room and saw the FedEx envelope?
It's been a while, but no, I've never seen no.
Boy, they hate it too.
I bet.
Yeah, they hate it. I wouldn't never. They said back half. Where would you put Derek Carr at?
Oh,
bottom 5?
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, he does a lot of dancing in his spare time, and he says he did that one time at some party, and his brothers were saying, "Oh, you got to do that sometime when you score a touchdown." So he did it, and the NFL frowns upon that.
Yeah, of course.
Can't shoot a gun. We found out yesterday.
Yeah, we know you can't 6-shooter.
Yeah, can't shoot a gun, can't grab your gun. So that's $14,000. The way the Saints are playing right now, probably worth it, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Are they underdogs this week at home? Are the Saints at home underdogs against the Eagles?
I don't think so. It can't be, right? Let me see. Let me find out on this the lines here.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, they are favorite.
Okay.
2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
All
Or
right.
actually, excuse me, BetMGM has them at 3.
Okay. That
Yeah, they have them at 3. There you go. It opened at 3.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a test of people who care to, wager on that game legally. Of course, it's like, how much faith do you have in the Saints? Are you believing in the Saints? Are you believing in Michael Jackson at quarterback?
Maybe. I mean, if you 15 possessions
Against the Eagles, who look again like maybe, I'm not sure they know what they're doing yet.
right now, are you going Saints or are you going Eagles?
Let me think
right
about
now.
it. Let me think about
here
it.
we
Saints.
go. Yeah,
Let me think about Saints.
It's one of those. I'm
Kubiak
gonna
scores on
ride
every
them.
possession.
Yes, ride them until they don't. And you know how it goes. You'll pick the Saints, and it'll be the week you pick them, they won't win.
I know that's how it goes sometimes. But if you're just looking at what's going on, what makes sense, we saw what happened to the Eagles defense, especially in that game. There's some people that say the Eagles defense was not ready to take the field at the end of the game. They didn't know. They didn't think they were going to have to go back out on the field.
Out there, huh?
So when they went out there, they were just kind of, what are we doing? And some are even saying that's part of the problem when you have your coordinator upstairs. If the coordinator's downstairs, like, hey, let's go. He's upstairs, and I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but it looked like it, didn't it? That when they went out on the field, they was like, we didn't even know we're going to be out here.
That's a shame because all this technology, you should be able to call anybody at this point.
Right.
If you're on the moon, I should be able to dial you up.
I know.
With this type of technology.
I know.
So you can't dial down to the sideline to get your squad ready?
I don't know. Even that is different, than having somebody in your grill saying,
Yeah.
all right, let's go.
That's true.
But it looked like maybe they thought this game is over, as we all thought. So then it was like, all right, you got to go back out there. It's like, this game's over.
Yeah, that's
Next
true.
thing you know, oops, we lost.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not opposed to hearing the Eagles lost.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to hear it a few more real fast from the 916. Brandon, meaning IU, can maybe look in the mirror. Him coming back at 85%, his words after his holdout is not helping, and that stems from the Brock Purdy. Does Brock Purdy have to do more this weekend for the 49ers?
Very good. So
to get
Brandon
the dub?
Ayuk is the man in the mirror.
I see. I figured. Hence why I went that way, because I figured Michael Jackson. A metaphor was coming our way.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Although again, there are some numbers that suggest Brandon Ayuk is actually in the last game he was getting open. He was getting separation. He can't throw the ball to himself.
No.
And Brock was back there running for his life.
Don't start blaming my guy Brock. I don't need no one to do that.
I'm blaming Brendel, the center. Did you see some of that video?
Yeah, a lot of people are calling for Feliciano to jump when he is healthy to jump right back in there. But you did a great job this offseason heading into this, or excuse me, the last 3 or 4 weeks about pressing what goes on with the 49er center. Like whatever you read or whatever you seen brought that to your attention where it's like, if Jake Brendel's bad, the 49ers really don't have anybody to back him up.
Yeah. And there were video, and it happens, I know, but where like he snapped the ball and drops back, and he's not blocking anybody. And Brock Purdy's, there's like 14 guys in purple on him, and Brendel's back there like, I'm looking for somebody to block. That's not good. Right?
What you want to do?
Well, you got to block one of the guys that runs by you. Once they're by you, it's too late.
Like what are the like Madden where the offensive line they don't even have no awareness. Yeah.
Wow, that's a tough job though, right?
Can I ask you something that you talked about off air real fast?
Yeah.
Because I need to get people's thoughts on this too. And I know it's baseball, we're talking about it. I know that's frowned upon, a segment and a half of baseball, and our boss is going.
You're not coming after me for keeping score, are you?
Yes, I have to. That's almost as bad. And remind me, aren't you the guy who's like, it's okay to take a glove?
I never have, but I do think it is. I mean, not since I was 8.
It's good. Well, I should say it's okay for a grown man or a grown woman to take a glove. You're that guy, right?
Self-protection. I haven't.
You got nets everywhere.
Well, you never know. But I'll tell you this, and I don't mean to make you feel bad.
Sure.
My mom taught me how to keep score at games.
Okay.
And then last season, my daughter, for my birthday, she got me tickets to go see the A's and the Padres, and we went. And I said, I'm going to show you how to keep score, like my mom, like grandma showed me.
Sure.
So we did it. So this year she did it again, and we were going, and she looked into it. She said, I found out where we can get a scorecard.
So you're making my argument hard because you're bringing up
You've already
special
insulted
moments.
my mother once today. Now you're going after her again.
Special moments that I respect all of that. So you've continued the tradition. No problem there.
Right.
So can we remove this weekend because it was a special moment? But you're also saying you should go to the ballpark and keep score.
It's a great way to follow a game, isn't it, Ramsey?
Man.
Isn't it a great way to keep track of what's going on?
Oh.
The problem was I didn't have a clipboard. They don't have scorecards anymore, so it was like a piece of paper. So I had to take my ceremonial Fiesta Gigantes flag that I got, and I'm trying to, this little golf pencil. It didn't offer a lot of support.
Oh, so you didn't come equipped.
I didn't.
You were caught off guard.
No, that's what Lonnie said. Oh, yeah, they said you should bring a clipboard once we got there. It's like, well, I don't think we have a lot of places to buy a clipboard here, but that's all right. You make do. And they don't give you enough places for the pitchers. And the scorecard was very poor because pinch hitters, there's no separate line. It was a very poor scorecard. Yeah. I'm getting the feeling there aren't a lot of people that keep scoring.
No, it was on a reproduced piece of paper, a copied paper, Xeroxed.
And the look that I thought she gave me a look. Hey, do you have a scorecard? And she, that's what I thought. I thought she kind of gave me a little attitude.
For good reason, because she had to go to the back of the back, pull out a box, dust it off,
plenty of them.
blow it out, put some gloves on just to bring it out to you. Needs to be sanitized. I know.
Yeah.
Plenty of them that was deep down in the box somewhere. Was it readily available? Or did she have to get up?
It was a stack of them. Like somebody, like you at work, you go, I'm going to run off a few things for you in the printer. Yeah, here you go. Do you need a pencil? Yeah.
She had a little attitude.
You want a pencil? No, I thought I'd write it in blood.
You're supposed to come with your pocket protector, baby.
I'm going to do that every time I go to a game from now on, just for you.
Do you still have it?
The
or did you throw it away? Yeah.
What? Throw it away?
Because you keep all paper.
Yes.
So you still have it.
Of course.
You have to take a picture, post it on Twitter today.
Yeah. I got last year's was Matt Waldron's first victory in the major leagues.
Uh-oh.
Framing that
Where's
sucker.
Imran at? Right? Where's Imran at?
I got to get him to sign it someday.
We have to ask him tomorrow if it's worth anything.
Yeah. It is to us.
Yes, he always says memories.
Yeah. Now, look, that's twice you've gone after for some reason my mother. Strike one, strike two. Strike three, you're out.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Let me back off.
Yeah.
Let me back
You
off.
never met my mother?
No. Beautiful. Queen, Mrs. Gleason. Absolutely.
She was a great sports mom.
That's what's up, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Taught you to keep score and told you to take a glove as a grown man to a ball game.
She didn't do that.
That's
She
one
never
heck
said
of a
that.
mother.
Yeah. She never, I don't know what she would have, how she would have felt about that.
The glove?
Probably would have frowned on that.
On the glove part.
Yeah.
Now, see, we're here. We are here. Absolutely.
All right. We are taking you up to Thursday Night Football, the pregame show. So we got to get to it. I apologize now. I haven't gotten to it yet. Tell you why passing numbers are down in the NFL. And we actually have data on what's going on. And it makes sense. And we'll explain it to you. And we'll tell you how Brock Purdy fits into all this. Some surprising numbers on that when we come back to Sactown Sports. Play ball.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Silverado savings spectacular now at Maida Chevy with $13,000 off MSRP. Every new Silverado half-ton LTZ in stock after rebates. $12,500 off every Silverado half-ton High Country after rebate. And $11,000 off all new Silverado half-ton RSTs exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Maida Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing and lease and some other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 9/30/24.
Deftones.
North American Tour 2025, live in Sacramento. Golden One Center, Saturday, March 1st. With special guests, the Mars Volta and Fleshwater. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit Deftones.com.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. Wait, whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
The word "for" has been used in golf for centuries, and its origins can be traced to the Middle Ages. According to historians, the word "for" is derived from the Old English word meaning before or in front of. In those days, the term was used to warn people of incoming arrows during archery practice. Another theory suggests that "for" has military connections. During the 19th century, artillery officers would yell "for" to warn their troops of incoming shells. This practice may have carried over to golf. The most popular theory, however, is that "for" has Scottish roots. In Scotland, "forecaddy" was used to describe a person who walked ahead of the golfers to spot where their ball landed. The forecaddy would then yell "for" to warn the golfers if their ball was heading towards another golfer or a spectator. Today, "for" is used to warn golfers or spectators of an errant shot. Whether it's derived from the Middle Ages, military practice, or Scottish roots, "for" has become an integral part of the game of golf, and now you know why. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Tired of ads interrupting your favorite news podcasts? Good news! Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy with podcasts like The Daily, Up First, and 5 Things Uninterrupted at Amazon.com/ad-free. Just head to Amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Thanks for being with us, taking you up to Thursday Night Football. Whitey and Jay. Drapes, I think, is back on Friday. Ramsey is with us today, and Ramsey working here now, which is great, Jay, but it's also unfortunate because we lose one of our very best callers. Yeah.
Mic check.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We'll have to pop them on here or there.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to drop him on here to the Drive Guy so he can get his toes wet.
Baseball history has been made since we last spoke with you. Shohei Ohtani hit home run number 50. Right now, the Dodgers leading the Marlins 14-3. So that, anyway, makes him the first guy in history to hit 50 homers and steal 50 bases in the same season.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, it's big time.
Shohei
big time.
Ohtani.
Dude is balling, and ever since he's been across the pond, he's been balling. And he was balling over in his own league. So He's a ball player. He is one of the he's probably off to the best start ever.
Yeah,
as a baseball player.
I remember before he came over talking to a baseball guy who knows a lot of baseball, and he was saying he can't pitch and hit over here. It's too hard. And I'd just seen something on 60 Minutes, and I'd kind of followed him a little bit. I was like, no, I think he can't. Oh, he can't do it over here. And I know he's hurt right now, but he's been incredible.
Yeah, I will kind of start to get into that, though. I don't think when it's all said and done, I'm not sure he's going to be as a high caliber pitcher as I think the Dodgers want him to be.
Maybe not, but it's incredible what he's already done.
Yeah, he's already accomplised it.
Right.
So
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think the best thing for baseball would be to have him in the World Series and the Yankees.
No, don't say that.
No, I don't want that. Believe me, I do not want that.
Okay.
But I think for baseball, that would be
Yankees, Dodgers.
That would draw the most eyeballs.
And the ship.
If they have any chance still of getting people to pay attention to the World Series.
Yeah.
Yankees, Dodgers. Aaron Judge against Shohei Ohtani. That might do it.
Big time stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might have a little retro throwback to Mookie Betts, and there's some Jazz Chisholm. There's definitely some stars on both of those teams.
Right.
Stanton. I wouldn't want to see it though, just because of the hate I have for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying again, I'm not looking at it from my perspective or yours, but what's best for baseball?
Are you willing to put your personal?
Nope.
Okay. Padres or nothing, huh?
Dodgers? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Thanks. No thanks. Here's what's going on in the NFL with these passing numbers being down. And we've got a game tonight that's probably not going to be an offensive explosion, right? We're probably not going to get a lot of offensive firepower tonight. You never know, but this figures to probably be a low-scoring game. I mean, maybe the Jets go off, but I don't think it's going to be a shootout, right? More than 24% of the league's throws this year have been at or behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Extended handoff.
Quarterbacks are averaging 7.4 air yards per attempt. So the lowest air yards, the first 2 weeks since True Media first began tracking this in 2006, the 24% of the throws at or behind the line of scrimmage, that's the highest. 7.4 air yards, the lowest since they started keeping track of this. And the short, quick passing game, according to The Athletic, it's a natural evolution from college offenses that have been doing it for years. And you got many young NFL quarterbacks ran this style in college, have a comfort level with it. We've been talking about this since the season started. We first noticed, wow, the passing numbers are down. And Jay, I've been beating on that drum of the quarterbacks aren't as good. The quarterbacks aren't as good. But it's really, I think, more than that. Just a matter of the way offenses are adjusting out of what defenses are giving them. You can also, with this passing game, protect a weaker offensive line against edge rushers that have never been as fast and powerful across the league as they are today. I think as the league got more and more pass happy, you ended up with quicker, faster linebackers. And so now what are you going to do? What's the natural evolution? Well, that means if they're quicker and faster, they're probably lighter. So we're going to run the ball at them. So it's kind of just the evolution of the game. It's kind of boring, perhaps, but that's what's going on.
Yeah, I like some of the things that you're saying when it comes to giving, not the excuse, but some of the reasons why it's down. Doesn't bother me, though, and I don't think it bothers most football fans. I think they're hooked. Their
numbers are sky high. Yeah, the ratings.
If they came down and hand the ball off 20 times, I think fans wouldn't even complain.
Mm-hmm.
20 straight times.
There's only one quarterback to throw for at least 250 yards in each of his first 2 games this year. Do you want to take a guess who it is?
Say that one more time.
Anybody? There's only one quarterback. We've got 2 games. Only one quarterback has thrown for at least 250 yards in each of the first 2 games this season.
I'm going to say Derek Carr.
Derek Carr's not correct.
Ramsey, did you hear the question? Only quarterback who has thrown for 250
not
plus
that much, and only one guy has done it in the first 2 games. Yeah.
I mean, not Derek Carr, huh?
Not Derek Carr.
I'm giving one more shot. Let me think about it real quick.
All right.
Because Kamara went crazy. He did go crazy week 1, right? On the field. A good crazy, not a bad crazy.
Only quarterback so far. This really underscores how deflated the passing numbers have been across the league. The only quarterback.
Sam Darnold.
Not correct. His name rhymes with Mardner Ginshew.
What?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Wow.
The only quarterback in the league to throw for 250, at least 250 in each of his first 2 games. How about the quarterback with the fewest percentage of throws at or behind the line of scrimmage this year? There's two guys that are tied. So the fewest throws at or behind the line of scrimmage. One is Anthony Richardson.
I was going to say rookie.
Take shots. The other one, Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy was one of mine and a rookie. I was going to go rookie. Bo Nix, Jaden, someone like that.
So dink and dunk is now it's what you do.
I like it. You just gotta infuse the West Coast now. The five and the slant.
Right.
The dime out the backfield, more or less the extended handoff.
Yeah, that's like the Chiefs of the West Coast offense, right? Back to throw. You got like that delayed crossing route.
Right.
Nobody near the back.
Take that.
Yeah.
Everybody runs deep routes.
Easy.
We'll take the 6. Yeah.
Yeah, well. So quarterbacking hasn't been great, but it's really more than just poor quarterback.
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
The only quarterback to throw for 250 the first couple of weeks.
Yeah. See, that's another thing. And this happens sometimes with Jay, and I respect him for it. He's going to look that up when the show's
You already know I am.
He can't believe it.
I can't. I have to check it out. I need to see how, why, and where. That is amazing.
It is.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people, would have came out on Josh Allen or something of that nature. I was looking for the obscure quarterback, but I was real obscure.
Yeah. Now, some of these things obviously are going to normalize. We're only 2 weeks in. Things are going to start to, level up on both sides. But right now, that's where we are in the NFL.
That is amazing.
Passing numbers that are kind of underwhelming.
Hence why Jim Harbaugh is back in the league. It is his time.
That's a team time. That's a very physical, grinded out team.
It is his time.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're going back to one of our earlier conversations, that means who's got to step up for the Dolphins? Because it's not on the quarterback, it's on the running backs, it's on the head coach to call the running play.
I think it's on the GM to go out and get, seriously, not dodging your question, they need to get a better quarterback. They need to go out and get Josh Dobbs, or they need to get Brandon Allen,
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, something.
You like Brandon Allen, man?
I do.
I haven't seen nothing.
He's salad. He's salad? Yeah, he's salad. Yeah, Caesar salad. He threw for 3-something against the Ravens once.
Yeah.
And he knows that's the thing. He knows that system. That's basically the same offense.
Here we go.
And he knows it. What? That's important.
Here we go.
I'm not saying they're going to go out and get their franchise quarterback, but if you're going to get a guy 2 weeks into the season, it needs to be somebody who has half a clue. Otherwise, it's going to take them a month to catch up.
True. Very true. That's why you do it before the season.
I know.
Get someone who can come in and have, a little bit of oomph to it. And I'm not saying Brandon Allen doesn't. I just haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, what he's capable of doing.
Yeah. So trade Josh Dobbs.
For Mostert?
You talked me out of Mostert.
Okay.
I would go Mostert because I like Mostert, but Jeff Wilson Jr.
Okay. We don't have Jeff Wilson Jr. on the roster right now.
It's just we need something to tide us over without CMC and without Deebo. And that brings us to the question that you actually answered. A lot of people are wondering about this, and you actually answered it, Jay, a couple of days ago. What do the Niners do without Deebo and CMC? You're going to throw the ball more to Jordan Mason. You're going to have Cowing, maybe run some jet sweeps. What are you going to do? Garendo, you're going to put him in. He was a wide receiver in college. The 49ers already have been favoring, during McCaffrey's absence, Kyle Juszczyk.
The juice.
This is the first thing Jay said. I'm throwing it to Juszczyk more.
The juice got to go out there and earn that money.
Kyle Juszczyk has 8 targets and 59 receiving yards through 2 games. If he keeps up that pace, he'll finish with a new career high of 502 receiving yards, according to Matt Barrow. So what are they going to do? Jay said it. They're doing it already. They're looking for Juszczyk out of the backfield.
Got to put the juice
fullback. Nobody covers fullback.
Nope. That's why 9 times out of 10 he's wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to throw it to him. Don't outthink yourself, Shanny.
Mm-hmm.
Juszczyk
good luck with that.
Is right. He's a combo plate.
Yeah.
He's a little different. Utilize him.
He was not happy about taking a pay cut this year. And
he was not. Clear. And as no one would be happy.
Right.
But the flip to that is not many people using fullbacks. So he could be out the league. And then the second part of that is he got handsomely paid.
Yeah.
Early. Like he was making money where people like a fullback making $7 million a year.
Yep, you can have him.
Yeah. But he's a Swiss Army knife. He's proven that he is important to what the 49ers do. And he's one of the last few fullbacks that you can, even see on a weekly basis. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm blanking on who the analyst was. Who just called the Niners game? I can't think of, not the play-by-play, but analyst. But the analyst made the point, the Vikings and the 49ers are two of the few teams that use a fullback.
Was it Trent Green?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Trent Green. CBS, which was, we didn't talk about that.
Kevin Harlan and Trent Green?
Well, I woke up and around these parts, NFC is in Fox.
Oh, yeah. Here we
right?
go.
Now, early in the
I know
season,
what you're saying.
there are dedications to different networks that don't cross over, that normally happen throughout the season. NFC is supposed to be on Fox.
Yeah.
So I jump up, boom, turn on the channel. I'm on Fox, got the pregame rocking and rolling. Then all of a sudden it goes to, ShamWow. Like, what's up with this?
Yeah, they changed that, about 3 years ago,
Something
maybe?
like that. There's a handful.
Yeah, and because it used to be set in stone. I remember about 2 years ago, I was trying to explain to my mother-in-law, okay, the
And
AFC,
I'm not gonna say anything about your mother-in-law.
No, you're not. You're not. AFC is on CBS and the NFC is on Fox. Then it got to except for certain, and I thought, nah, just never mind.
First couple weeks, a few weeks in the back end.
It depends. It depends because they try to divvy up the good games, and if one of the networks says they got all the good games, it's like, okay, CBS, there's no great AFC games this week, so we will slide you the NFC game.
When I first started working for Fox and took over their football show, which is, Terry Howie company, I did that in the radio version, the master show, like we see.
What did you do on that show?
I produced it.
Okay.
Yeah, I produced that show. That was the first time I had ever paid attention that the league goes off the road team, hence goes off Fox and CBS. Prior to that, I had never paid attention to that for whatever reason, but it has changed even since then, 7-8 years ago. And it's just super interesting. Like, oh no, they're not even on Fox today, baby. I'm looking for Greg Olsen or, I'm looking for somebody of that nature, and I'm getting Trent Green and Kevin Harlan's a master class. A lot of people this past week talking about when Nate Burleson and the studio had some technology issues, and he called the play on the update and all that.
Right.
So Harlan does what he does.
Myself.
Harlan's a master class. He's been around for a long time. One of the best to do it. So no doubt I'm good with Harlan. I know a lot of people kind of critique the fact that he's always excited, but that doesn't bother me.
No, I'd rather have that than Al Michaels doing Thursday night games. And I love Al Michaels, but it's like, there's another touchdown for Jets. I've done this a lot, folks. That's Al Michaels.
Not the special.
I've done Super Bowl. I did the Miracle on Ice. I'm not going to get excited about the Patriots and Jets tonight, okay? And you can't make me, no matter how much Amazon pays me. The incredible thing about watching NFL games on Sunday, if you've ever had Sunday ticket, and I think this actually is why Chip Kelly failed as an NFL coach. Jay, it's incredible. You've probably done this. You watch NFL games, and one game will go to a commercial. So you're like, okay, you flip over to another game. And they'll be almost at the same time in a commercial.
On a commercial.
And they play the same commercials on the same network.
Yes.
It's like, oh my goodness, how are they doing this?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's a little different if the games are on the other network, but they have them synced up. I don't know how they do it, but games go to commercial about the same time because they're on the same schedule.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I actually know and you it's not rocket science or anything else. There is a specific time that every game starts. So even if it's 120, 125, 127, whatever you want to call it, there is a plus or minus of 30 seconds that you have to kick that ball off.
Yeah.
No matter what, unless they're, you got lightning or something of that nature. So the NFL, and this was part of my job in producing Fox's big show is keeping up with how close and synced these games were, because we would go check in with a reporter at game one, and then right after that, 30 to 60 seconds, we would have to go to reporter to game two.
It's almost
game
choreographed.
It is.
Yeah.
It pretty much is. And of course, it determines on, timeouts, injuries. That's kind of what is lost when it comes to the clock. But 9 times out of 10, and I remember this, and it could be different now. Again, this was 7-8 years ago when I was producing that show. I think it was 42 seconds is the average difference between each game going on at the same time in the same window.
I'm glad you told me that. It makes more sense now, because when I
42
first noticed
seconds.
it, I thought this is almost creepy.
Mm-hmm. And there's times, and you know this as being a professional and a legend like yourself, where I would have to stall. I would tell my, the host, stall. Reporters, they haven't reached the timeout. No one's called with it, referee timeout, official timeout, television timeout. And now they've just gotten so smarter. They just call it. It's TV timeout now.
Yeah.
It used to be just a timeout, and then they would take the timeout away from
in basketball. Timeout on the floor.
Yeah. Man, that's called TV timeout.
Yeah.
Pay some bills.
Right.
But it was an average of 42 seconds differential between each game synced in the same time window.
See, I think that's one of the problems that Chip Kelly had, because he had the blur at Oregon, right? Then you bring it to the NFL, and it's like snap, snap, snap. And in the NFL, it's like, all right, we're ready to go. And the referee's like, nope,
stop.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, stop.
Well, we're trying to run the blur. Don't care.
Yeah.
We're on schedule.
Got to hit that
choreographed.
Got to hit that Budweiser, that Doritos, and that Allegiant.
So it kind of eliminated that advantage they had with the hurry up. You could only hurry up so much.
Yeah, where most times colleges, possession change. NFL's definitely, as much as it is possession change. The one that always got me, it irked me, especially at Fox. It irked me was the kickoff timeout. So someone would score. Opposing team kicks off. Oh, straight back to a timeout. Man, I almost want to throw staplers at people sometimes.
Yeah, I think the NFL actually has addressed that, because it used to be someone scored a touchdown, you could go do something because they weren't actually going to start playing again for a long time.
Super Bowl halftime.
Kickoff, touchback, timeout. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think they've addressed
They've
that.
changed it now. Now, they blow through that.
Right.
Kickoff timeout. But
I'm going to go to Home Depot and pick up a few things, and I'll be back.
That was one of the things. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Jay, here's the thing about the 49ers and the Rams on Sunday. If the 49ers are not able to get pressure on the quarterback, if they're not, they have a problem. And we talked about this with Rod Brooks yesterday, and he pointed out and said they should be able to. We talked earlier today about how the Rams are missing a couple of offensive linemen. The 49ers, first two games, they're in the bottom half of the league and getting pressure on the opposing quarterback. All right, this is the week where they really show out. The defensive line shows out. And if they don't, then the 49ers have an issue to the extent that they're going to have to go looking for help like they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they should be able to get to Stafford this week. But if they don't, I'm telling you, they got a problem.
Well, I predict that they'd get to Aaron Rodgers. I believe they'll get to Stafford as well. Stafford is in the mode of Aaron Rodgers, not going to really move around the best. Yeah, he's a super veteran, fantastic amongst filling out the pocket. But if you get him off his beat, good luck, when it comes for the Rams. So I think the 49ers will do a good job.
Yeah.
Hence why they normally play the Rams pretty well. And I just continue to go back to it. Mobile quarterbacks give 49ers issues.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford's not one of those guys. Now he can beat you with his arm.
Foreshadowing here. You're already getting worried about Kyler Murray.
I think so. I think Kyler Murray gives the 49ers fits sometimes. Creativity, making a play out of no play. We go back, Russell Wilson dug into the 49ers deep. He was that type of guy.
I can just see him on a Monday night running around. Yeah.
Man, don't even give him Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
When Lamar Jackson has beat the 49ers quite a few times. I don't think the 49ers have beat Lamar Jackson yet in the couple times they've played him. So those type of QBs, we looked at Jordan Love last year. Well, not mobile, but can be if need be. And I'm not sure what the 49ers, it's the zone. For me, it's them sitting back in the zone, but I think they got the Rams this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm foreshadowing my pick.
Yeah, I know we talked about this yesterday, but the Rams right now, because of injuries, they have center, a right guard, a right tackle, on the other side of the line, 2 traffic cones. That's their offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should be able to get by 2 traffic cones, right? As long as you don't trip over them, And Stafford's trying to get the ball out, but he's only got those two traffic cones protecting him on that side. So I like what you said yesterday. You want everybody gets one. They're gonna get more than 4. Didn't you say we get 4, 1 across the board for the 49ers?
Yeah. 4 or 5?
6.
Ooh.
What's the record? I think it's around 10.
Ooh. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Are you forecasting a record here?
Why not? I think Archie Manning one time when he was with Minnesota against the Bears, he got sacked 10 or 11 times, but I'm not even sure that's the record. Most sacks in one game. this would be a time where maybe that's on the board because the 49ers are going to get ahead and the Rams are going to have to throw, and they have no offensive line, and the 49ers have all that money invested in their front. So that's why I'm telling you. There's every reason to think they're going to have a field day. If they don't, the 49ers have a problem that they will have to address.
Starting this week. You're not even giving them – there's no more mulligans. You can't get to this line. There's a problem. We need to address it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's fair.
Yeah, no. I'm with you on that.
Mm-hmm. But again, I fully anticipate they'll take care of that.
Who you got? Who you have tonight? We're not counting these because Drapes is not here.
Oh, we're not counting them?
No. We won't count
I'm going to go with New England.
You going New England?
Even though teams that play in overtime and then play on Thursday night are 5-24 against the spread. We're doing the spread, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
6.
I get 6.
Yeah.
I'm still taking New England.
I'm taking analytics here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I don't normally bet on A-Raj, but I think A-Raj is going to show out Thursday night. Tis the season. This is his time. This is where Aaron Rodgers normally likes to showcase his talents and then, after the game, talk about what he does great.
The only thing you've done more often today than insult my mother for some reason is go to the analytics card. You're Mr. Analytics today.
No. Far from.
If you get a guy at first with nobody out, it increases your percentage of scoring. It's amazing, Jay.
Far from.
Yeah.
That never
you just
again.
admitted, I'm going analytics. You just said that.
Just one time.
Yeah.
Give me a mulligan.
All right. We got Thursday night football for you next. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Stick around for the Jets and the Patriots coming up on Sactown Sports.
Is your vehicle stopping like it should? Does it squeal or grind when you brake? Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Y'all want to hear about the AARP auto insurance program from the Hartford? Well, if you're age 50